where did we leave it?
We were about to after well, some people got to leave the Gargoyle Club, and other people were helped to leave the club, but we were going to start looking into Michael Compton and his associates.
Yeah, and maybe Brilliant Chan at some point.
Oh yeah,
he was the drug dealer, weren't he?
Yeah, we're gonna kind of leave him as a last resort because I don't think that's going to go well.
Yeah, not David Tennant. Michael Compton had the private party anyway. They played Dare Poker and stuff like
Poker,
that.
Yeah. David Tennant is the owner of the Gargoyle Club, isn't he?
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, we've already chatted.
And you've got that strange substance. The stocking as well, I suppose. The strange substance that came out of the dead woman's ear at the
the wiggly worm.
Just can't catch him.
So the medical examiner. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't think that's what they would call them, but we shall call him medical examiner. They were going to do some tests on the.
Reg, wasn't it?
Sorry.
Huh?
Reg.
Yes. God, where's my notes? I did write things down somewhere.
Funnily enough, I've typed some up this time.
Oh, that's way too much like hard work.
I just use notes on my laptop and just chuck them out that way.
See, I use this ancient technique called a pen.
Yeah, but I'd leave it at home and then I'd be stuck with notes. My notes are 200 miles away.
Write it on the back of your picture.
Yeah, I could do.
Because that goes up everywhere anyway. That's
everywhere.
Put a Polly Pocket in the back and then your notes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yes. So, what time are we on? I better actually get the game up. So I believe it's. Is that real loud? Let me just turn this.
Yeah.
Explore. Yes, that's a bit loud now. Right. Okay. So. Oh, so it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, isn't it? At the moment, because I believe you discussed or mentioned that going to see a drug lord.
No, it was later on at night because we'd been back to the mortician. We got the report. We found out that she was thrown in the river post-mortem.
Yeah.
And then it was that late at night that we thought we'd turn in.
Yeah.
Actually, we went back to the shop. We're back in the shop.
Yes.
Because it was late at night. And then we were planning our next move.
Yeah, but you'd said going and visiting a drug lord at night was probably not a good idea.
Not the best idea ever.
But yes, so so you're all sat in Gerald's bookshop, Black Books.
On his new detective agency.
Yeah.
Which is operating out of a back office, like Better Call Saul type stuff.
Yeah.
Out the outside toilet. In the yard.
Uber professional, we are.
Yeah. I'm already impressed. But, I've redeemed myself completely. I've come back and my analytical skills are top notch, you know what I mean? And everyone's like any doubts are long forgotten. That's what I think anyway. I'm good at reading people.
They're not forgotten, trust me.
Yeah. As a doctor, you fail miserably.
Right.
So, what are you doing? Are you just passing the evening and move to the next day, or is there anything you want to do that evening?
I mean, we can't go see Michael. I won't say we can go knock on Michael Compton's door at this time of night, in evening or whatever. I think
you don't know where he lives at the moment.
No.
We were going to go to the newspaper morgues and maybe hire someone that researches high note individuals, get some clippings, try and get about history.
I was going to speak to James Hardcastle, weren't I? And as an ex-police officer, I was going to speak to him.
Yes, you did phone him, didn't you? But he'd gone off duty.
He's not back until tomorrow. Got off duty.
So I think it was a turn in for the night, start off the next one.
Yeah.
We're going to just decide who's going to go where.
I think we're better off turning in.
Okay. So, what are you doing then? I presume I presume Charles isn't returning to isn't returning to Herefordshire. I'm not sure if he even lives in Herefordshire. Is he still living in Herefordshire after he resigned his position?
I think he's secured lodgings in, being a man of means and all that, he's secured lodgings in London. So, obviously, for the purpose as he's a spy.
Okay. So you're returning to your own places of your own abodes.
I'm sure I've probably got a couple of pull-out beds for when people are burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, we'll arrange to reconvene back at the bookstore in the morning.
So nobody's sleeping on Gerald's floor then?
No.
Not yet, but that's an option for the future. It's just we need nothing's open that we can go to carry research.
Yeah. Oh, I did correct the cash levels on your character sheets as well. So if you're going to your gear and cash tab, you'll see it's considerably less than it was. Because I times dollars by 5 instead of it being a fifth of the dollar value.
Do I not have substantially more assets than I used to have?
There is that. I didn't know how much. I couldn't remember how much it was, so I haven't added that to your assets. But yeah, so you got assets, but your kind of spending level and cash is still the same because it's like that's calculated from your income, but you still got disposable assets that was you inherited. But yeah, I can't remember how much that is. I'll have to consult with John.
Yeah.
That's way too low. So shall we pass it to the next day then?
Yeah.
As long as nobody's coming to firebomb our house. And I always like to proceed to the next day with minimal amount of fuss.
I mean, Gerald will be used to psychos turning up and stalking him and things like that anyway, won't he? From recent escapades. So.
Part of the course.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me.
Gerald gets firebombed.
What time of the year are we? Oh, so we're in. Oh, yeah,
October.
We're in October.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colin.
No, I was just saying October because we already refused the wee boy collecting for the guy.
Yes, you did. You did indeed. I just want to double check something. Bear with me 1 second. Because I keep forgetting the date of this. Is October.
We're on October the 31st at the minute, allegedly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fudge it. I believe the date's correct, but I'm just gonna fudge it just in case if it's not. Right. So Gerald, for the first time this year, your nightmares return.
Oh, good. What am I dreaming about now?
After 6 months or more, we've been free of all these nightmares. They finally return. So yes, the dreams. Let's see anything. So yeah, you are hunting. You are out hunting. Scrub, gorse, heather, and granite spread out to the horizon. You remember the story of a man lost on these moors. As the sun fell and he had resigned himself to sleeping out in the cold, he came across a lovely girl who was out hunting with falcons. She spoke Old Breton. He went with her to her manor house and quickly fell in love with her. In the morning, as he sat with her in the garden, he was bitten by a viper. He swooned, and when he woke, all that was there was her grave. It said she died in her youth 100 years ago, for the love of a man of his name. In your mind's eye you see images from this tale, the pale triangle of her face, the ivied stone of her grave, and her falconer, Hastur. You see him too, and wish you did not, for you know what he heralds. As in the story, the light is almost gone, and you settle down on your haunches, knowing you must spend the night out here. You watch as the sun goes out like a snuffed candle, and the world changes to pitch black. You lie down to sleep, but just as you are drifting off, you hear bells. You stand, holding your breath. From somewhere comes a female voice. How cruel of him to say that. The bells sound close. A man's voice, light-hearted but sad. I am caught. You break and run. It's your only chance. A rill trips you and you stumble, your gun flying from your hand into the night. A misguided notion of what to do in pursuit. As you follow in the water, panting, you look back and then splash to a stop. Yes, the gentle sound of bells. He's there. You turn to face the front. His shadow looms, huge and impassive. Darkness comes down over you like a hood. And you wake in the darkness just before dawn, and you lose 1 point of sanity.
Oh no, I'm down to 79.
Yes, yes.
He's teetering on the verge.
Yeah, and mine like an iron trap.
Can I have some luck?
Well, I suppose we can do the look check. It isn't actually supposed to be this regular, but
Is it not?
no. It's not actually. It's supposed to be like kind of.
I thought luck was at the start of each session rather than.
That is pulp.
Is that what I'm thinking? Right.
Yeah, we have been doing it like that, but it is pulp.
Yeah.
But I will, since it's I will be kind and let everybody do it for this one last time.
Bah.
But no. But yeah, you have got 70%.
I have.
Oh, failed by 1. Oh, God damn it.
Oh my god, where's my luck?
That's all right. I can live with that. I've got 50 points to luck. It's plenty.
Yeah, after Charles with his. How many did you end up with?
Very little.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
About 15
and
or
Harry.
something.
Although you did have more than Harry. It
Yeah.
was down to I think 1 at one point, 1, 2.
I think you were only one. You were only 1 below me.
There you go. You see, we all passed. So
Okay.
Hence we failed.
Mm.
Excuse me.
you know, I've had worse dreams. This I didn't dream of Charles dancing this time.
What a shame.
That would be terrible.
Although a falconer called Hastur. That's Can I have a? I take it I remember my dreams.
Yes, you do.
Can I have a Cthulhu mythos
To what end?
to see if I connect it to the goings on,
Oh, so you've
Oh
lost
no,
recognition.
yeah.
or do I just go,
Yeah.
shit, not again?
Yeah, you make that connection. I wouldn't say that'd be
Right.
unreasonable.
In that
Yeah,
case,
right.
when these two clowns turn up.
So yeah, what time are you turning up at Gerald's shop to find him shivering? In the
I
corner?
expect them to turn up for work bright and early.
Oh yes, employees.
Well, it's 1920s night. Well, I don't know what we're saying. 9 a.m.
I pay you by the hour.
Was that the way it is?
Well, can I just
Don't
say
make
you
me
better actually pay
install
me?
one of those newfangled clocking in things.
Well, can I just tell you, my spending level is £2 and my cash is £4.
So eager to please the boss in that case. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, I will turn up when you want me to turn up.
Especially if there's free coffee involved.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
Okay.
if we're paying, then I'll be there early.
So what time are we saying then? 8 o'clock? 9 o'clock?
It's up to the boss man.
Certainly 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Very well. So, yes. So you all
We can do now.
reconvene at Black Books at 9 o'clock on the morning of the 1st of November. So, as Charles and George are arriving, you can make I'm going to say perception. It's not perception. It's spot hidden, is it? Spot hidden.
Me as well, or just these two?
Just those two.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh my god! That is a fumble. Wow. So yeah, maybe it's, I imagine George probably not really paying attention to what he's doing. Trips and falls.
It's clumsy.
He's clumsy. He's clumsy indeed. Well, shall we? You can make a look roll. See if you just just embarrass yourself by tripping and falling, or if you fall badly and yes, you fall badly, you take a point of damage.
I'd not unlocked the door, had I? And they just did the whole like.
Oh my god! And Charles trips over him.
I just walk out the lamp post like ding.
What are you doing on the floor, George? Oof.
Can I make a suggestion? Let's just stop. We'll all leave, and we'll just start today again.
So what this session is, so for any viewers we've got out there, this session is going to be George and Charles tying shoelaces.
Each other's
Because
shoelaces
Velcro hasn't
together.
been invented yet, so we'll have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm glad I hire only the very best.
so with
What you've got.
a slightly bloodied nose, then you enter Black Books.
Have you got any
Investigators
tissue?
walking near bar. Dunk! Ah!
Yeah. Gerald, do you have any tissue for my nose?
Pretty dangerous out there, you know. Oh. Thankfully not broken, or else.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this a regular occurrence? Do I keep a supply of tissue handy?
Yeah,
just to
you
have
actually
them?
first aid kits.
Yes.
Oh wow.
We don't need to actually meet any cultists. We can, damage to ourselves.
So while we're here, Gerald, may I use your telephone?
It's not a national call, is it?
No, it's local.
Okay, yes, you may.
I was just thinking, 5 minutes. I don't think I'll need that. Well, I might do. I just thought I'd call the detective, James Hardcastle, see if I can get anything on Michael Compton.
Oh, it's a work. That's fine. Off your trot.
It's a work call. It's not a private call. I'm racking up points for a private call.
Okay, so you're gonna call the
What's his
detective.
Hardcastle.
Hardcastle.
Indeed,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to grab
James Hardcastle.
I'm going to grab the phone book, and I'm going to look up.
I don't believe there is such a thing.
There were actually BT started from 1884.
Oh, was there?
Phone book.
Excellent.
Just grow my beard.
Yeah,
No,
well done.
that film. Yes.
Grow my mustache. Yeah, hey, you stuff. I didn't just Google it 30 seconds ago. I didn't just Google the sound smart. No, that's not how I operate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
apparently there is a phone book, although quite limited. But
Yeah, probably like local area or something, is it?
yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's any newspaper clipping services, if it comes under that, or if not, I'm going to have to look up the libraries that has microfiche one invented in.
See, I subscribe to a number of like random journals and what have you.
So yeah, you can subscribe to news clipping services. You'll be able to find one of those.
And certainly anything. I know we're already subscribed to like the 14 Times and all of the paranormally things, but I would have thought as part of our brief as Black and Bancroft investigations, looking into odd things, we'll have newspaper clippings for anything paranormal or paranormal adjacent, or
So basically, what I want to do is find someone who can pull together some information on Michael Compton. He's the most visible of the names that we'll have.
Okay.
So high society articles, where he frequents. I don't know if we'll get lucky enough with the home address. That'll be a bit much, but at least somewhere to start. What does he have offices anywhere? You know, what does he actually do apart from go to parties? No.
Okay, so and how are you doing this? Sorry.
Right, so I've jotted down his name. I've jotted down where he's been seen. So the couple of clubs, the Gargoyle Club and the one before.
I'm assuming Roby doesn't recognise the name. I'll reach out to Roby as well.
Okay, so let's sort out George first, because George was phoning James.
That's what I mean. While he's doing that, I'm flicking through the book while he's on the phone.
Okay. Right, so as mentioned previously, James or Detective Hardcastle is back on duty, and you managed to get through to him at his desk at the yard.
Jim, how we're doing? It's George. I'm just following up about the issue with the girl in the morgue.
Have you anything for me?
Yeah, well, we've been to see a flick out my notebook and looked at David Tennant, owner of the Gargoyle Club. Heard of it?
I'm familiar with the name. Both the club and
we spoke to Mr. Tennant and some of his staff there, and we found that there was a party and a few people involved, and we just thought, seems that we're doing this, you know, we could maybe help you out on sort of manning issues and try and get some information, you know, for you.
Well, help would be appreciated.
Great stuff. Well, we're looking for a Michael Compton. He was involved in this. He had a party there that Agatha Sims had attended. We know she left the club, but supposedly heavily drunk. So we'd just like to know if you've got any details on Michael Compton's address.
Well, I'm familiar with the name. We can certainly see what I can pull up if there's anything if there's a criminal record. But he's known. I know of the man. He's
Compton.
Yeah, he's a socialite, dilettante.
Yeah. So we just thought we might go have a word with him.
So I can see what I can find out.
That'd be great. Some address or something.
A number I can contact you.
I give him Gerald's number.
Okay.
I just got back.
Hello. Bring the dog with you.
Yeah, she's here with me. Come here.
Okay, So, so Charles, what is Charles? Charles was flicking
Right,
through
so-
the directory.
Yep. So I found a newspaper clipping service. Just want to get a short search, like movements, any articles that have maybe come up. So once you finish my phone, I'll pick it up and just give a quick ring.
Okay, so you can, like I say, you can basically arrange a subscription, and you give them sort of like keywords or like kind of like a brief on what kind of things that you want them to look for.
Right. So keywords would be Michael Compton, any societal, any stories, gossip columns, stories in the last 6 months, say. For maybe to see if we can embellish it as a secondary thing, only if they appear. Not, I don't want to search in each one, but if anything contains any of the other people's names, like Adam Stratton Jones, Nina Hamilton, any of those 4 people.
Okay.
So if their names happen to appear in the article as well, be prioritized.
Okay.
So I just want to see if he appears and their names do as well. In the last 6 months, gossip columns, events attended. See if we can get a bit of a picture of this guy, what he's actually up to, his movements.
Okay. So if you want, so presumably you're wanting that that to be done pretty much straight away, rather than I mean the usual the usual thing that they do is that they'd like they check out the papers and they collect things together, and then they'd like forward them on to you every week or every month or whatever. But in this case, I'm presuming you're wanting this to be done.
Yeah, it's a one-off, so it's not like I
Yeah.
want to just keep covering tabs. I just want anything in the last 6 months. Let's go up a note with his name, and if these, I think mentioning these other people's names as well happens to crop up, because then obviously we can go back again if that gives us a thread to pull. If they don't appear, they don't appear. But just get an idea of his movement in case the police can't. Because if he doesn't have a criminal record, there's not really much the police will have on him.
No.
And if he hasn't been interviewed by the police, they'll not have anything on him.
No. Okay.
So it's just that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And what about Gerald?
Well, I'm going to wait for George to finish on the telephone, and then I'm going to give Robia a call just to tell him how far we've got and see if he recognises any of the names, because he's the one that we're doing this as a favour for.
Yes.
To start with, so might as well make use of him if we're in his good books at the minute. So yeah, see if he knows or knows of Michael Compton and the other 4, Jeremy Taunton Smythe,
That's right.
Evelyn Johnson, Nina Hamilton. Taunton Smythe, that's a upper class name if ever there was one.
Pretentious. Driven off it. Each soul just driven.
And obviously, Michael Compton's going to have a bobber too. So yeah, see if he knows of any of them.
Okay. So Graham Roby, he says that he'll look into it. He'll call in a couple of favours and see what we can find out. See if anybody knows these people. See if you can pull up get some addresses for you. But you can make a look roll as well. See if he knows. He might actually know a bit about Michael Compton. Oh wow!
Look, who was that? That wasn't me.
Oh. Oh dear. Not sure why George made a look roll there, but
I'll take George's though.
So yeah. So Graham says he's heard of Compton. He's not heard of the others, but he'll put some feelers out and see what comes back. Should be able to find out. Are you with us, George? We might have lost George temporarily. And how about Norman?
Well, he's going to get a bollocking for turning up to work late. That's for starters.
What
He's gonna have to go and get the pastries.
what role do I need to do for Norman again?
No rolls at the moment. No rolls at the moment. That was just for to do with Gerald's phone call. Oh, you can make your luck assessment rolls if you get a look back.
Make a look roll.
Luck assessment. How's that work?
So just make a luck roll. If you fail it, you'll get luck back. You failed it. Okay, so if you roll a d10, you can have that. You'll get that. You can add that much luck on. One time only. So that takes you up to 62.
62?
Nice.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. No, sorry. No, I'm looking at the roll. Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at the roll, not the number. 46. It does. Yes. It would have been.
Could I just keep the 62 since you said it?
Not that lucky, no.
Nice try.
Are you still with us, Andy?
Yes, yeah.
All right, okay. Right. Well, so what are you going to do? Are you going to do anything while you're waiting on this?
I mean, what's the sort of the time frame we're waiting on this Michael Compton? You know, for information, is it going to take him a long time or?
Well, you'd think maybe you'll hear back from the detective in maybe an hour or so, an hour or two, maybe a bit longer. I mean,
yeah,
it's going to take.
I don't think Gerald's answer phone's working. So
Gerald's answer phone is you, mate.
yeah, exactly. I am the answer phone. Do I get extra for that?
That's just part of your job description.
Right, I'll go heavy on the tea and coffee then.
No biscuits.
Oh.
No, Norman's going to get those for being late.
Yeah, I'll wait for the phone call.
For this, just for the matter at hand, should I take up a disguise?
We're at the bookshop at the minute, so I'll probably not let you in if you do.
I'll not do that. I do have some library use. Would you like me to help out with the bookshop for any topic?
Actually, you can probably go for the day's papers if I don't get them delivered.
Norman could actually, he could actually go to be proactive and go to the library and use the morgue to try and look up Compton as himself.
Yeah, I can go look up Compton personally.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be another avenue then. But we've cast in that way, then we're trying every avenue. Hope we get something back then.
Well, that's not going to do for Bean.
Okay. Wow. So so that ties up Norman for pretty much for the morning but a kind of a fruitless search. Yeah. So you probably get a phone call back from Detective Hardcastle first. He's probably the first to respond, and you learn that Michael Compton, as he already stated, is a bit of a dilettante. He's a bit of a playboy. Certainly amongst that bright young thing's set. and he lives in a house. The detective tells you that he lives in a house on Blackheath.
Blackheath.
Lives in a house on Blackheath.
He's a wealthy, titled young man with no family. Inherited all his money. His next Cambridge graduate. Fought in the war. Was invalided out.
Your fingernail, he sounds like God type.
Yeah, he got
He just gave us a whole history. Then, in fact, he went to fight in the war. I was like, that doesn't match up.
Yeah,
That's a bit of a
fight is possibly a strong word. Turned up, wore a nice uniform.
yeah. And told everyone else to go over the top.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll tell everyone else that we've got his address anyway. I thank the detective for it.
So the detective.
Any word come back from the morticians about the left? Remember, we left the stocking to see if any fibers.
Oh, you did indeed. So no, you haven't heard anything yet. You haven't heard.
Right. So
yet.
on our way then, if we're going to go to Blackheath, is it worth stopping by the morticians again?
We could be. We might have looked at the slug after work. We can pop in.
See if the slug's still in the jar.
Yeah, or else it's encompassing the whole building. It's like,
Yeah.
the best.
You know the slug's not going to be in the jar.
I would not be surprised if it hadn't taken over the mortician, to be honest with you.
That's what I mean. It's just...
That's what I'm expecting. But yeah, I think we could probably call past the mortuary.
Okay. So the last thing that Hardcastle tells you is that that Compton doesn't have a criminal record officially.
It's probably far too wealthy to have a criminal record.
He's got his money and the standing, the connections to make sure he was never prosecuted for anything. He was never charged. So he's never had a criminal record, but is known for scandalous behaviour.
Which isn't particularly news, to be fair.
Yeah, well, kind of got that impression after speaking to
Tennant. I mean, we didn't need a detective really to tell us that.
No.
But does he know anything unofficially, like what he's potentially been up on charge for that he's got off with, apart from scandalous behaviour?
Yeah, why not? So yeah, it doesn't say, the detective doesn't say directly. Kind of hints, sort of talks round the subject, but essentially, Compton has avoided being prosecuted for drug use, assault, possible sexual assault, affray, violence, cruelty to animals, and a whole slew of other sort of crime.
Absolute charmer.
On a sim, that kind of level of criminality.
So we were worried about going a drug dealer, and now we're turning up to this guy who was like probably 10 times worse than a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Just got away.
Seems like a thrill of the moment type guy. He doesn't know somebody that's never earned anything in their life, so they're always looking for an experience to push the boundaries.
Gets carried away.
Probably involved in ritualistic stuff as well by the sounds
sex cult.
Yeah. He does seem to be something of a wrong'un.
Yeah. Well, are we going to pay him a visit this morning?
Yeah, I swing past the
Mortuary first.
Mortuary.
Check on Pet the Slug.
See if. Yeah.
Kevin the Slug.
Go and pet Kevin.
Yeah.
Give it a belly rub.
Yeah. Kevin the Sentient Slug.
Okay, so where you heading to? You're heading over to yeah. So
do we leave it open the door for Norman saying he went to the library where to meet us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it open the door, go on the mortuary, and then when we go to the mortuary, if we're heading on the back cave, if we're all still alive, don't get eaten, then we'll leave it out there if he doesn't make it.
Okay, so you arrive, you take a cab over to the mortuary, and after speaking to somebody on the desk, you managed to get in to see Dr. Johnson, who was quite excited to see you.
Uh-oh. That's never a good sign.
Does he have tentacles?
He does not have tentacles, no.
Okay, then.
He shows you. He takes you into his into the examination room, and he shows you the jar containing the this slug-like thing, this leech or whatever it was, and he shows you an empty jar.
Really?
Says,
you have one job, Doctor. One job.
Says, well, if you look, it looks empty, but if you look close, you'll see there's a slight, almost crystalline residue in the bottom of the jar.
So what are you saying, Doctor?
Says it seems it reacts badly to certain chemicals.
What did you put in there?
By reacts badly, do you mean you killed it?
It dissolved.
Okay. See, that is actually quite useful knowledge. Well done.
What did it dissolve with? What did you come into contact with, Doctor?
Salt?
Vinegar. Acetic acid.
Why were you giving it acetic acid?
I was just running some tests, checking for different reactions. It also reacts quite violently to heat and fire.
But can you define violently?
It almost escaped.
Did it become stronger? Is that what you're saying?
It was, yes. It's put up quite a fight.
Would you say the heat angered it or just made it more powerful?
Anger would be a bit of a stretch, Mr. Black, but if you want to put it that way, yes.
Did you heat the jar with it in it? Or apply the heat directly?
I applied some heat directly to it. And it almost escaped.
The heat didn't damage it?
I suspect it did, yes. As I say, it escaped the jar and almost got away.
How did it nearly escape the jar? Did it break?
For want of a better word, it leapt out.
And how did you reclaim it?
Well, luckily I was able to. I was a little bit faster than a piece of than a leech. I was able to get the jar back on top of it.
I look at the other two suspiciously.
Was that a wise course of action considering it was the only sample?
Well, it is what it is. I wasn't expecting it to react quite so violently to the substance, but
I know this is probably going to end badly, but I want to do a psychology roll to see if I can rid of it. I know how this is going to turn out, but I want to use my skills.
I am gonna do a psychology roll on him because I sort of believe him, but I just want to sort of make sure that.
Okay, so yeah, you can both make psychology rolls, kind of suss him out. George Martin, psychology supreme.
Okie dokie then.
Charles Charles Highsmith displaying his usual skill in his chosen field.
I don't think I'm good with people.
Can I just say, Charles, I'm revoking your doctorate.
I might have to do it myself voluntarily, but here, I might need to go back to school again. What the?
I'll take that.
Okay, so that's not a fumble. So you've not come up with any sort of conflicting theories, but you've no idea. Whereas George, yeah, he's clearly telling the truth.
That's all right.
I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced.
Charles is like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a sentiment.
Yeah, definitely. Charles, what's he on about? What? I don't know, but yeah. Definitely.
Wonderful. This man's a genius.
Yeah.
Oh, only the very, very best for me.
Here with the wages you pay, what do you expect?
You were desperate, in fairness.
I'm desperate. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for that, Reginald. Thanks for the test. Did you find anything else on the body?
On the what? Sorry.
On the body on Agatha Sims.
No,
Did
there
anything
was
else?
nothing else came to light. Nothing that wasn't in the previous report.
The stocking?
Oh,
Anything?
the stocking, yes. Yes, there was traces of semen on the stocking.
Yeah, that's wrong century for DNA testing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is wrong century for DNA test, yeah.
Ballerdash!
Did we ascertain that there were Agatha stockings?
Yes.
Yeah, our initials were on it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like has an embroidered like garter on the top of the stocking.
And it matches with the story that she was brought out just wearing a coat.
Yeah.
And with story of the...
Yeah, she was carried out when she looked drunk and we weren't sure if she was dead or alive.
Yeah.
Carried out.
And yeah, she was found in the river naked,
Told you.
apart from a coat.
Yeah. I told you, sex cult.
Yeah.
Did he obviously find? I don't know. Would he find any semen in her? Would he be able to? Would he be able to tell if she'd been like?
That wasn't part of his. It wasn't part of his like examination, but you could maybe persuade. He could maybe be persuaded to do that. I mean, he's still got the body still at the morgue.
Yeah, Reginald, would you be able to check to see if she was sexually assaulted?
Check under the hood
Do.
Quick click under the bonnet. Being much appreciated.
Yeah.
I think because you're gonna have to try and persuade. You're gonna have to give him a persuade, come up with a reasoning for him to, because he's kind of like done his report. He's filed away. The body's back in the cooler, waiting to be officially.
All right, Gerald. So Reginald, sorry, we've got a link here. So if we found semen on the stockings and she was found naked in the river, then surely there's a link that it could potentially be, we could potentially be looking at a rape or a sexual assault here. So would it be out of the remit? I know you've done your report, but would it be out of your remit to check to see if she had been sexually abused or raped?
Okay, that's great. I won't even have you make a roll for that. That's a reasonable request. So yeah, he's sort of, you're probably right. 'Cause I'll pull about. I'll get her back out of the cooler.
Pop her microwave for a minute.
Yeah.
If anything jumps out.
Yeah, just put her on defrost. Don't put vinegar on her; she might dissolve.
Yeah.
Don't reply flames.
Shouldn't take long. Maybe if you come back this afternoon.
Yeah, we can come back. We've got someone to see.
If we're still alive.
Yeah.
Well, we survived the slug, so let's go well. Days go well so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so leaving the morgue, You you run into Norman, who's just comes straight from the from the library and from the bookshop. So
Any luck? Did you find anything?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lads. I couldn't find anything.
Ah, well, no matter. We've got other people on it as well. So just to see if anything was prominent or might come up quickly. So we're all's not lost.
So, our friend Compton, then I guess.
Guess we're off to Blackheath.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so you hail a cab, take you over to Blackheath, which, as you'd suspect, is quite a rich, well-to-do area with large houses, with with their own walled-off grounds, big iron gates, and you easily find the address that that Detective Hardcastle gave you.
Yeah, is it like I don't know, is it on the street, or has it got its own sort of
Yeah,
What's
so
that
it's,
sort of-
yeah, so it's kind of like a not rural. It's not. I wouldn't even call it suburban. It's there's kind of quite a lot of big houses, but they're all sort of like walled. They've got big patches of land. You know, probably a few acres of land surround them, and there's a big set of iron gates. And a long driveway, gravel driveway leading up to the house. Really gothic looking
Very
mansion.
posh.
Yes.
Now, does Compton's particular house, is it all painted in black? Does it have lightning, like striking? Villain be here, you know, as we.
Yeah.
Not quite. But there are a couple of dogs roaming the grounds as well.
Is there any way of like ringing the bell then and getting someone's
There
attention?
is no bell.
Ooh. Is there a rock to throw a long distance to?
Just yammer on the door.
So you got, like I say, it's walled off. There's a gate. There's a set of iron gates, and beyond that, there's a gravel driveway that leads up to the house. Probably about maybe 100 yards from the gate.
Is the gate unlocked?
Wait, I know how to get his attention. Yellow throws war boomerang at the window.
Ooh. Well, I'm not sure what would the range on that.
I think we need to at least try with politeness first before we go forward.
Stop calling it a boomerang. It don't come back. It's just a fancy stick.
Before we go full war boomerang.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, I mean, is the gate unlocked? Can we get through the gate? Or
yeah, why not? Gates unlocked. Yeah, like I say, you see a couple of you catch sight of a couple of dogs wandering the grounds.
What type of dogs?
Probably German Shepherds.
Oh.
Is there any reaction to us being at the gate? Like,
Are they?
do they turn the neck, or are they just
They seem to be unaware of you at the moment.
Okay.
They're kind of
not very good guard dogs then.
They're not up at the gate. You know, they're not like, you know, didn't immediately rush to the gate when you turned up at the gate. But you can kind of see they're more up towards the house.
Okay, maybe just walk slowly up the driveway. If the dog's right, there must be somebody out in the grounds. But
you would have thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you maybe get about halfway up the driveway, and one of the dogs spots you and comes charging towards you, barking and growling. And it runs right up to one of you. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be right up to George, right up in his face. It's kind of, like right up to him. It's like jumping up, trying to like snapping at him, growling. It's not actively attacking.
I sort of stand my ground a little bit. He's used to, as a police officer, he'll be used to sort of dealing with dogs and
Police hound.
things like that. So he's gonna, I'm gonna stand my ground.
Okay.
And I'm looking, I guess, because I don't want to show the dogs any fear.
Okay. Let's see what would
You're having some of the whole dog whispering.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what that might be. Oh, maybe psychology. I suppose it's animal handling would be some kind of psychology, but it's not a person, so a hard psychology.
If only we brought some like steaks or something.
No chance.
That's a Magnus. Any leftovers?
Okay, so you fail to like calm the dog, and the noise of its barking attracts the other one, and this one looks far more aggressive and comes barreling straight towards you all.
Oh dear.
Maybe retreat towards the gate.
Yeah. We'll start walking back towards the gate.
You gonna walk, or you gonna walk?
Yeah, because if you run, we're going to get chased down.
Yeah.
Just back up.
Maintain eye contact.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's all make a luck roll then. Oh dear.
Oh.
Jesus.
And one.
And we were worried about the slug.
Oh dear, Charles. Okay, so this the bigger of the
dice. That they stitched up in this game.
the
Most
bigger
importantly, I'm all right.
So the bigger the two dogs, just as you're backing off, you're almost at the gate, and the bigger the two dogs just like lunges at Charles, and let's see, does it actually get hold of him? Oh, you're very lucky. So it lunges and grabs, it latches onto the bottom of your trouser leg, and you manage to like tear as you like struggle to get back through the gate.
Get off!
So yeah, you manage to get away without being bit, but it tears the bottom of your trousers away. You just the bottom half, it's like torn, and the dogs are just like jumping up at the gates, like rattling against the gates.
We push the gate shut, and then like sort of like put the latch on the gate so they can't get out, and sort of step back a little bit.
Okay.
And nobody's checking out what the commotion is. No grounds people or anything.
No, there doesn't appear to be anybody. You don't see anybody on the grounds of the house, and the other properties they're quite way away. So you don't even if it's raised anybody's attention, you still don't see anybody. What you do see is a silver Rolls Royce parked at the side of the road with the window wound down and somebody peering out from inside.
Can we see who it is?
Wander over. I'll just like wave a cheery greeting and wander over to it.
Okay, so
make the universal gesture for wind the window down.
Okay, so the window's already down. So as you approach, you can see a man sort of dressed in kind of like, it looks like a chauffeur's uniform.
Okay.
And looks about 40-ish. got a scar running down one side of his face, sort of from temple right down
so
to.
he's the chauffeur / muscle then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a mid-level baddie. Okay, got it.
So he, so as you approach the car, he says, "Mr. Chan would like to speak to you."
Oh, marvelous. And whereabouts is Mr. Chan?
He sent me to fetch you. And he leans back over the back seat and pops open the rear doors of the Rolls Royce.
He pops open the door and said, "Well, that's great that Mr. Chan wants to see us and he wants to have a chat with us, but we're to speak to Michael Compton."
Mr. Chan wants to speak to you about Michael Compton.
Does Mr. Chan know where Michael Compton is?
So it's possible that the enemy of our enemy could at least be temporarily useful.
How's about... sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I didn't give it.
Okay. Well, what is your name?
Why do you need to know my name? I'm here to pick you up. Are you gonna?
Well,
how are we gonna do this? Are you gonna accept the ride or?
Well, how's about you just tell us? How's about you just tell us where we're going and we'll make his own way there?
I can't do that, I'm afraid. So.
I mean, you don't have a choice. I mean, I'm not asking. I'm just saying you can either tell us and we'll make his own way there, or we're not coming.
That is your choice, sir. Yes. I'm not sure Mr. Chan would appreciate that decision.
Well, Mr. Chan can be forthcoming with a bit more information then, can't he?
How about this? What if I go and speak to Mr. Chang in place of the others? That way, you get someone for Mr. Chang to have contact with.
Yeah. You want to do that, I suppose? Get into the scary car with a scary person who just randomly turned up. Well, how exactly made waves?
I'm not averse to seeing Mr. Chan, but as an ex-police officer and detective, I am averse to just jumping in cars with random strangers or potentially known drug dealers and just driving.
I'm afraid, Mr. Chan, I'm not at liberty to divulge what Mr. Chan has to say to you. Mr. Chan wishes us to speak to you in person. I'm assured that it's would be of interest to you. That I can say.
You see,
I look at Gerald then; he's paying bills.
If Compton's pissed Chan off, it's possible he could be of use to us. And to be honest, I'd rather go into a meeting with our eyes open than have a midnight visit to the shop.
All right, we'll see Mr. Chan on these on this term then.
Yeah. Well, hop in.
Okay.
I guess we'll do it.
Okay. So you hop in to the back seat. So bit of a squeeze, the four of you, but you managed to get in. And
well, it's not a Phantom 2.
Sorry.
It's not a Phantom 2. It's one of the lower level Rolls Royces. Is he not very successful? The four of us have to squeeze into the back.
So the Rolls purrs away, and you're driven into the Limehouse district, which comes as no great surprise since you've already been told this is where
he hangs out.
Yeah. And the driver drives the car down the narrow back street of decrepit warehouses that backs onto the docks at Limehouse, and pulls up outside one of the warehouses that's with a sign over a faded painted sign above the doors that says Oriental Imports.
Slave labour.
So as he pulls up, he toots the horn and after a moment, a little hatch opens in the door. It closes, and then these these doors slide back, and the chauffeur drives the car into this expansive warehouse, where you can see various people moving like crates of undisclosed goods around. There's also quite a few sort of what are clearly sort of thugs, sort of heavies, to make sure everything's going, nothing untoward happens. So the chauffeur pulls the car to a halt, and the doors are slid shut behind you, and he gets out and he opens the door. Says, "If you follow me, gentlemen, I'll take to see Chang. Sorry."
I guess following.
I did say Mr. Chang, didn't I? It doesn't say Mr. Chang. It just says Chang.
Yeah.
Okay.
In for a penny.
So, as you're walking through, you can make a spot hidden rolls if you like.
I will be making a mental note of all of this, because we're either he's obviously happy for us to see it.
Yeah.
So we're either he is actually being friendly, or he's not planning on us leaving.
Okay, so amongst other things, is you catch sight of what look like maybe antiques and sort of ornamental vases and all kinds of objets d'art that have been imported from the Orient. But you, as you led up the stairs onto a second floor, there's basically a factory, a workshop up here, and some of it's screened off. So there's like Chinese screens blocking off half of this room. It's like separates it off into 2 or 3 different areas. You can't quite in the process of engaged in making something. You can't see exactly what they're doing, but there's the unmistakable smell of opium. And in fact, you can clearly see like some gentlemen at the far end of the room that are openly smoking opium pipes.
That's the lure of the dragon.
Raise my eyes at that.
So you can also there's probably at the far end there's probably some chaise lounge type things, and there's gentlemen there's men will look quite well dressed, reclined on these chaise lounge, and with reclining, smoking from an opium pipe while being attended by young women. So the chauffeur, anyway,
do I recognise it as an opium den?
it's obviously that, yeah. So even if you didn't recognise it, the smell, it's clear. Yeah, that's clearly what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the chauffeur doesn't try to stop you from seeing it. He doesn't bat an eyelid. He just continues leading you up another set of stairs onto the upper floor of this warehouse, and across this open, empty area and into an office. And he stopped towards this office door, and he stops at the office door, knocks, and then pushes the door open and stands aside for you to step inside.
Yeah, wondering. It'll either be fine or it won't.
Yeah, not much we can do. We're here now, so might as well just go with it.
Go with the flow.
Okay. All right. Where are we? Let's see. Here we are. There we go. Oh, that's a bit small. Let's go with the show the tokens. bed. There we go. So, this elderly woman is sat behind the desk. Is that a gentleman? Mr. Black, Mr. Parsons, Dr. Highsmith, and Mr. Martin, please
Jan?
take a seat.
Madam Chang, by any chance?
How perceptive.
That's what I do.
So what?
Thank you for your kind invite.
So well, steady on with the invite. I mean, why did you demand that we come here?
I find demand a bit of a harsh phrase, Mr. Martin. I requested
Did we have a choice?
Of course, there's always a choice.
Well, your driver made it out that we didn't really have a choice. So, you know,
I
I'll stick with
apologize.
demand.
In which case, I apologise, Mr. Martin. You always have a choice.
So anyway, let's cut to the chase.
Choices always have consequences as well.
Yeah, I gather that. But so what's the point of this visit?
I believe we have a mutual interest in Mr. Compton.
Indeed, we do. What's your interest in him?
I have, as you're probably aware, I have various business interests tied to the different clubs and bars of certain districts of the city.
Indeed.
The Gargoyle being one.
Yeah.
And since I have business interests, I like to keep like to keep an eye on things. Hence, I have various people in my employ working at some of these establishments.
I would have thought that Mr. Compton would have been an asset, considering his
Mr. Compton was
extracurricular activities.
Mr. Compton was a valued customer, a regular customer.
Was?
I choose to break off my business relationship with Mr. Compton. Because my nephew is missing, and I've reason to believe that Mr. Compton is responsible.
I see. When did he go missing?
The day after the party in that he held in the Gargoyle.
That's a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah.
This party in question is, I'm guessing you're aware as why we're involved. The events of this party seem to be quite interesting.
Well, as I say,
Chan, do you know why we were at Compton's?
Sorry?
Do you know why we were at Compton's when your driver found us there?
I believe you're trying to track the man down.
Yeah, but do you know why?
Presumably his involvement in the death of that young lady.
Yes. How did you know we would be at Compton's?
I have little birds that keep track of people I have interest in.
Who told you at the police department?
No, I can't give away all my secrets, can I, Mr. Martin?
That's fine.
As I said,
Not a problem.
I have vested interest in some of the establishments in the area, and one of my employees saw the Mr. Compton and his guests carrying the poor woman who was pulled from the Thames. Saw them carrying her from the club.
Would your employee happen to know what condition she was in? That's kind of interest to us.
They wasn't sure. They weren't aware that she was dead. Although that seems to be the case. That is my assumption.
Sorry, Chan. What do you mean they weren't aware she was dead? What, when she left the club?
When she left the club, they carried her out. They believed she was unconscious. They mentioned something about, or rather, my work employee overheard them speak, mention a name, Jack Cade.
We come across.
And how did your nephew become involved with Compton? His name hasn't popped up.
No, my nephew was. I'd sent my nephew to keep an eye on Compton's house at Blackheath. And
have you seen Compton?
I haven't, and I haven't seen or heard from my nephew since.
Since the night of the incident?
Since yesterday.
Okay.
I sent it yesterday.
Yeah, that house doesn't seem to be very welcoming of strangers. That's one thing we've discovered very quickly.
No. As I say, my nephew was just there to keep an eye on things and keep tabs on Mr. Compton, but as I say, he's not reported back. I've not, and I can find no trace of him.
That's rather worrying, especially considering the avenues we're exploring. Maybe we can help each other out in this. We're already.
This is my thinking exactly, Dr. Highsmith.
So would you like us to find your nephew?
I would indeed.
I mean, let's cut to the chase then, Chan. What's in it for us?
Well, I believe we can be of mutual help to each other in the future. I'm sure someone with my connections can be of use if a favour is owed.
I'm sure they could. I'm always up for a favour.
See, it's also slightly worrying that I assumed that Compton would know who your nephew was.
I don't know. I have no idea what's happened. I assume.
And he hasn't worked Compton before the house. That's the first time he went.
No.
Would it be known? Would it be known? Is it common knowledge that he would be on?
I'm assuming Compton or some of his lackeys caught my nephew in watching his house.
I'm just thinking if Compton isn't worried about angering you.
I can only assume that Mr. Compton is not aware of who my nephew is, which does worry me, in that I'm sure my nephew would have been quite quick to point that out.
Yeah. Either that or he's not worried about angering you, which is again...
Which is, yes.
Somewhat troubling.
Which cannot be tolerated.
Seeing as you're clearly somebody with a degree of power in these parts, if he's not concerned about upsetting you.
As I say, this I cannot let this stand.
So, I mean, if you're willing to drop us back off at Compton's house where we originally started, I mean, we can sort of crack on with this and try and
concern my nephew's well-being. This is a slight against my reputation, and it cannot be go unpunished.
Oh, I'm sure your
Would
nephew's well-being is also.
Oh, indeed. Don't
would you like?
overstate my priorities.
Are
I
you,
do not mistake your priorities, Madam Chang.
Chang, are you
Family and
expecting us
reputation
to
is all,
dispense?
Mr. Black.
Are you expecting us to
No,
dispense
we
justice
can't
for
hear
you,
Andy.
or will you be carrying that? Oh, why?
We
Why
can't
not?
hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, bollocks.
what?
Is it yeah.
Oh, is it me who can't hear you?
Oh, right, sorry.
Oh, right. No.
I
all right.
thought it
Yeah.
was an in-game we couldn't hear him
No.
because he's coming
No.
through absolutely fine. I thought you were just being a bastard again.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you can hear Andy, I can't.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, I
okay,
can hear
I
everybody
I
apart.
just need to reboot this then. 1 second.
I thought
I'm not
that was
asking. He's like,
We're disappearing into our reality.
yeah,
Yeah.
which has happened to us before.
Aha.
yeah. I thought the opium were having an effect.
I've come across
Couldn't tell
this.
what it smells like.
Okay.
Huh?
I've never smelled opium. Fucking weed makes me barf. No one's smoking a spliff and I catch a whiff of that and they're ready to rest, but I've never smelled opium.
I'll tell you now, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Is it worse than
And that's not
cannabis or?
Yeah, a lot worse.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I can hear you.
That was through no illicit means either. That were in a past life, in past work and stuff like that.
If Mr. Compton is indeed trying to avoid detection, my suggestion is we have to bait him out.
Oh, well, Mr. Parsons, I'm relying on you and your companions to resolve the situation.
Well, I think again,
despite my resources, I've been unable to locate Mr. Compton.
Is he not at home?
No.
Are you sure he's not at home?
I can assure you, Mr. Martin, Mr. Compton is not at home.
All right then, Chan. Okay then. Well, his home's a good place to start. Now, there's a couple of dogs there that are causing us bother. Would you be able to offer us some assistance to deal with those dogs that we can get into that property?
I could, but I can save you the trouble. There's nothing to be found at Mr. Compton's home.
You've cleared it top to bottom?
We have. That would be
right.
if it was a case of something so simple, I would not have been troubled you with this matter.
Now, I'm just stating that the fact that as an ex-police detective, there may be things that you've overlooked, but
Maybe their own detective went and had a look.
yeah. But then again, if you know people in the force, then I'm probably guessing no.
She just smiles.
Where do you suggest we start then, Chan?
The only loose end I have is this name, Jack Cade, but I've come up with nothing.
And you have people in a number of clubs. We were starting to get a picture together of a pattern for Compton, the places he was visiting. Has he withdrawn completely?
It seems so.
Someone of his ilk and compulsions, let's say. Seems a bit strange that they have withdrawn completely from their indulgences.
It seems his closest friends, his latest hangers-on, have also disappeared.
I was about to ask about that. I think you're familiar with these people.
I have made myself familiar with these people. They all come from similar backgrounds. Their families quite reputable, though they have. If my informants are to believe, then they've been cut off from their families due to their outrageous behaviour.
Yeah, that seemed to be the case as well with poor Agnes. That's why we were involved. And this is the first of you encountering problems. I'm taking you had a long-standing relationship with Compton.
Well, as I say, not on a personal level, but he was a reliable and regular customer.
Seems that maybe the decadence has gone a bit too far, and
I believe Mr. Compton had that kind of reputation. Yes.
Problem when you push limits, you kind of run out of experiences. It's always on the next.
Yes, and Mr. Compton has pushed the limits too far this time. So, will you do me this favour?
I believe we will.
Yeah.
It's not a stretch. It's helping us look in. We're not pulling away from what we're looking into as well. There's no reason why we can't do both. It's all part of the puzzle at the end of the day.
You know, maybe there's a way we can profit off of capturing Mr. Compton. If he is as twisted as we suspect him to be.
You still there, Derek?
If the option is available, would you like to be able to speak to Compton yourself?
Oh, we've lost Derek. He's back again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Derek.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you think it's going to be profitable?
I was going to say, maybe there's a way we can profit off of capturing Mr. Compton.
Okay, how?
My disguise kit. I could disguise myself as Mr. Compton, go to his bank, and cash out all of his assets, bring him back here. Then he'd be done for good.
It would be, but it doesn't help us find him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Money's not his concern right now. He's went over the edge.
No, what I'm saying is when we do find him, if he's still alive, we capture him, put him into holding, I disguise myself as him, go to his bank, drain him of all his assets, then he'll have no way to defend himself anymore.
I mean, I don't think he's going to have any way to defend himself against Chan. I don't think money's really going to get him out of this one.
Which
road's up bridge, we'll have to find him first, or
which is what worries me is that if he doesn't care about upsetting her.
Yeah, it seems like he's gone over the edge.
He's either gone mad or he's got substantially more power than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah, that does make sense. Either way, we still got to figure out where he is and how to deal with him.
So maybe if we go back to the bookstore.
This Jack Cade, I think. Well, that's her only lead. So,
if I might ask, do you have any weapons that are thrown?
Who are you asking? Are you asking Lady Chan?
I'm asking Lady Chang.
I can provide you with things if you wish.
I mainly only have this boomerang that I took from Australia during the war.
If that is your preference, I can provide you with throwing knives or throwing stars. But if you wish,
I can give throwing stars.
Okay.
I can give throwing stars a try.
If there is any assistance I can provide, then now is the time to ask.
Do you have any more information on this Jack Cade? I take it you've drawn a blank.
We've drawn a blank. We cannot find this person.
And have you come across the others that were with Agatha on the night that she disappeared? Do you know of them at all?
As I say, we've
Jones, Hamilton, Johnson, and
yeah. As I
Tilton
say,
Smythe.
we've through my contact, we've found what we can about them, but they too seem to have vanished.
Finally, and humour me on this one. You haven't come across any sort of leech-like organisms.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Quite
Mr.
strong.
We would show you one, but the mad scientist decided to experiment on it.
Yeah.
We can show you one if we had one left.
I can procure your leeches if you wish.
No. When Agatha's body was recovered, it just had a very peculiar leech in one of her ears. It's quite odd.
I'm afraid that's
reacted. Well, if you do come across them, they seem quite dangerous, but they react very badly to vinegar. So yeah, if you come across one, a quick pot of vinegar seems to be the way to deal with them.
Right, she kind of frowns, looks a bit puzzled, and well, I appreciate your the advice. Excuse me.
Would it be advantageous to you if Compton was brought back for you to speak to?
I would like that very much, Dr. Highsmith.
If we can arrange that, then we certainly will.
I would appreciate if you kept me informed to any developments.
I'm sure some mutual back scratching seems quite reasonable.
Yeah, we're not averse to helping.
Is there a certain street urchin that we encountered recently in your employ, or is that a random encounter?
She smiles again and doesn't answer.
Just sometimes, a recognizable face that we can pass a note to is always beneficial for expediency, of course.
We don't want to be trudging back here. Might make it a trifle obvious if
there might be.
being...
You might find a friendly street urchin near your residence.
Okay, is there a particular greeting would help? Obviously, if we're passing information, we don't want it to go to the wrong person.
I shall make them aware.
Okay. Well,
another idea. Do you know of anything that might be able to incapacitate him if we find him?
Opium.
like the 2x4 to the back of the head.
Yeah.
It's traditional, I think.
If there's anything you require, then I would suggest you ask of me now. I fear this meeting.
You happen to have maybe some darts.
Some what? Sorry.
Some darts with a suitable substance that.
Oh, you mean like a poison?
Well, sometimes certain dosages of substances can incapacitate a person. I'm well aware people of your heritage have perfected this all the time. It's one of the great stories that comes from your land.
I will see what I can do. I will perhaps I shall have a package delivered to Mr. Black's home.
Much appreciated.
Now, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me, I have other business to attend to. My chauffeur is waiting for you downstairs.
Appreciate your time, Madam Chan, and as soon as we find out anything, we'll get the information passed back. And here's the good hunting, eh?
Right.
So
She doesn't get up. Just waits for you to leave.
if only we had a couple of crack private investigators that could track a man down.
Hey, I can do that. That's
All
what
right.
you pay me for, remember?
All right, it's time to go track down a mysterious person of interest. Shall we go back to the library and inquire with the name?
Hey, what sort of time scale when I put in the request or the order for the newspaper clippings? What?
You're
How long will you expect?
you're going to be talking at least a day. I mean,
Right,
like
okay,
I
so
said,
it's
it's not a quick process.
Yeah.
Although I would have thought if she can't find him, the more obvious means, I would imagine, have been already looked into.
Did anybody get a note on the diary that Agnes had? What was the name of the club that she visited before the Gargoyle Club? That was decipherable, wasn't it? It wasn't completely sudden. Didn't we pick out a name? Dum here that read.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Gargoyle, the last one. Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't write that down.
I only made note of that she actually went to Gargoyle Club.
There was a club that she'd been because they were doing like a circuit and they visited these clubs on a regular basis.
Yeah, but I never made
Can we
a note
pretend
of
that we know what we're doing and we'll wrote that name down?
Well, we'd have the diary.
We've still got the diary, I think. So.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, we'd still
Have we not?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Let's pretend we're clever for a minute, okay?
I'll let you make an idea roll. One of you can make an idea roll to try and remember.
Probably going to be that's intelligence into.
Let's not read that my dice rolls for this one because it's really useful.
It's probably going to be the brains of the operation here. Which, for fuck's sake.
No, you can't remember. No, can't remember.
I mean, I was willing to do the idea roll.
No, just one die roll for a group.
Yeah, it's just one for group. Sorry, Derek. Yeah, we just.
Nah, you're good. It's fine.
So, what are you doing? It is.
Let's
see. So it's about 2:00 in the afternoon, and the what's it? Lady Chang's chauffeur drops you off outside Black Book's. Or wherever else you might want to be dropped off if you don't want to be. It's not there.
No, I think home is good. I think maybe it's worth George talking to your policeman friend.
Yeah, so we got a beat in this Jack Cade if he's.
Although Jack Cade seems to be the lead of choice, seeing as your man.
It does.
Compton has gone to ground.
It does, but I can't see that.
You would have thought that Chang would have contacts with the police.
If she knew where to find us and she knew that we were going to be at Compton's, then she obviously alluded to the fact that she's got contacts in police, so she'll have asked with the police.
Yeah. But
we need somewhere, even if not the exact location, we need somewhere.
Other than giving Roby that as a name as well.
So did you say not? Did you say Norman was going to the library again, or?
Yeah, I think he said he was going to do that.
Well, if as an ex-detective and PI, I don't know. Is there anyone? I don't know. Is there anyone I'd be able to speak to potentially?
I mean, Norman's is a PI, didn't it?
Yep. You're both. Yeah, both you and Martin are both professional PIs.
Would there be? I'm trying to think. Would you know anybody
So you can spend
that you could ban.
you can spend some time like getting checking reaching out to your contacts and stuff and seeing if that
Yeah, I think that's right. He'll know contacts and ex-criminals and people like that, people in force, and he'll spend a bit of time sort of phoning round and trying to call in some favours and things, try and find this.
Yeah, try and get at least a last known location or where he was last sighted, or
Something on Jack Cade.
somewhere we can go and search even if he's known to have a home or a.
I can talk with some old war buddies of mine to see if they might be able to help.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so both the PIs are gonna like go through reach out to their contacts and see if they can bring anything up on this Jack Cade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Dr. Highsmith and Mr. Black?
Right. I think maybe I trip to the library. Checking newspapers, at least if there's anything recent in the gossip columns. If this has been a bit of news about because has the news about Agatha Sims' death been released yet, or is it still?
No. It's not reached the papers yet. No.
Okay.
So again, they're like it just doesn't come as a great surprise, because again these she might have been disowned by her family, but this is still she's still from a respectable family, so they're probably gonna do their best to at the very least delay any scandalous story appearing in the papers.
This is a bit of a stumper. We should hurry up and video about that.
Well, while I wait for my minions to do some legwork, I'm slightly concerned about this dream I had, so I'm going to start just having. I do it anyway as a matter of course, but I'm going to have a bit of a closer look through, your Faultian Times and what have you, and such like, to see if there's any sign of people reporting, all of that bullshit from a few months back. Any of that kind of thing starting to
are there any
reoccur? Stuff with people either dreaming or mentions of the King in Yellow, or what was that other thing? What was it that everybody was writing on walls?
Something like the king. Was it the king is coming?
And Kaiwan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to have a general go through some of the more dubious journals.
Okay.
Just to see if there's anything on the wind.
Okay.
Okay, so would I be aware of any sort of private clinics, similar to modern rehab centres, where these young whippersnappers, when they overindulge, the parents might send them to try and rehabilitate, try and give them a bit of counselling?
Yeah, there's quite a few. Well, probably not quite a few, but yeah, there are places where the sort of the richer, the more well-off will send family members to recuperate either from mental illness or things like that, sort of drug abuse and alcohol abuse, or
okay.
so there's probably for instance, Bethlehem Hospital in London, that used to be the infamous Bedlam, is now at one such place. It's a highly respected sort of respite that offers like respite care for the well-to-do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna go there.
Respite care is the wrong word, but
I'm gonna take a trip to Bethlehem Hospital. what I'm going to try and do is, if I can track down if there's a colleague there, somebody that doesn't know about my abilities with diagnosis, and believes I'm actually a proper psychiatrist. That hasn't twigged on yet. I'm going to see if these names maybe have popped up. Have they maybe tried to treat these ones, or has anyone been a guest or currently a guest that's been involved with Michael Compton? Has this, because it seems to be he has little groups.
Okay.
So I'm trying to discern, is there a pattern of, does he get little groups, does he get burnt out, to some escape? And maybe through that, see if there's somebody I can talk to or get a beat on that way.
Okay, so if you're going to approach the Bethlehem Hospital, you can make a credit rating roll and see if you can use your credentials to get in and speak with somebody. I think maybe the same for George and Norman as well, with your contacts.
Regular rule, yes.
Sorry?
A regular rule?
Regular roll.
But come on, let's have some.
Shall we?
Oh!
Yes.
I am the king of bluff. Check that out.
Where is my credit rating so far down list I can't find it. There we go.
So maybe there's no colleague, that happens to be working at the facility.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to speak to an old colleague that's now like working on the staff at Bethlehem Hospital, and given these names, and as a favour to you, they go back through the records, and a couple of these names do turn up. They have been there for rest and recuperation. On one occasion about 12 months ago, but there's no mention.
So which names are these?
It would be. Let me see. I've lost my list of names. Oh, that's why, because I'm looking in the wrong place. It would be Jeremy Taunton Smythe and Nina Hamilton.
Right. Could I push it and try and get maybe an address or a contact?
Yeah, go on then. You'll have to make either a credit rating or a persuade roll. It's up to you.
Let's see what persuade's like. Oh, that's. I don't seem to have. Oh, they're great. Credit rating seems to be better. Right, let's see if we can get 2 in a row here.
Okay, wow.
Good effort.
Oh, right,
Cool.
okay. So these.
Clearly, I pay you too much.
So yeah,
Not me. Not with my
If you
credit.
have the right cut of cloth, it's
Just blag it.
So yeah, you managed to persuade him to. He turns a blind eye and kind of pushes over the file with the names on, the addresses on, and it's the addresses. The addresses are the addresses of their parents, the family home.
right. So I get those down. What I ask him before I go is, was he aware that the company name crop up during their stay?
No.
Would it be possible, and I give him the number of the bookstore, to find out if any maybe previous residents have maybe come in contact with this Compton fella, and I just explain concerns that there seems to be an element leading these young people astray, and trying to discern a pattern here.
Okay, so
So appeal to their better nature of,
yeah. Go on, you can make that will be a persuade roll. Or a charm. Well, no, persuade, I would think, not charm.
No, we know my character. Let's not, even with the rules, let's not use charm. Right. Is it a hunter?
So meanwhile, so let's see what it rolls. So meanwhile, George and Norman, you're.
Oh, I knew it was.
Yeah,
no way it was against the roll.
Yeah, so he says that you've. So yeah, you've clearly pushed your luck too far, and he quite angrily says you're taking liberties with me now, Highsmith. I suggest you cut your losses and get out of here.
Well, thank you for your time.
I've heard about what happened at St. Agnes's.
I rub my cheek and I feel the sting of the snowball.
The snowball. Okay, so Norman and George, you pump your contacts for information, but they all come up. It all comes up with nothing. There's nobody knows anything about anybody called Jack Cade. But I will let you both make a luck roll, though. Gerald. So.
Hello.
So the only thing you find is that there seems to be an uptick in the committals to asylums over manias, people suffering with fear of the night sky and fear of stars and just general manic behaviour, which does smack you as very similar to what was happening began happening last year.
Well, seeing as two of them I hesitate to use the word friends, but they're not around anymore, so I probably can. Got eaten by the night sky, pretty much. I can see where people are coming from.
So yeah, like I say, Norman, George, your contacts come up enough. There's nothing. The Jack Cade, nothing. But Norman, one of your contacts is him. You know he's got a bit of an interest in like the history of British politics and things, and he in passing says there is one Jack Cade that comes to mind, but that can't be who you're looking for. I mean, you're talking back 1450 during the reign of Henry VI.
1450.
There was a Jack Cade that conscripted an army and marched on London with an army of 40,000 men to try and dethrone Henry VI.
What else can you tell me about this Jack Cade? Like where he used to live and stuff like that.
Oh well, Jack Cade was from up north, the north of the country somewhere. But after the defeating the army, his men ran amok and were routed, and Jack Cade went to ground, and it was eventually found in a system of caves that was named after him. Jack Cade Caverns.
Jack Cade Caverns. I'm gonna write that down.
Whereabouts are these caverns?
There's Beyond that, I'm not sure. I mean, there's lots of old cave systems and plague pits in London, but I'm afraid that's out of my sphere of knowledge. I'm afraid.
That does give us a lead, though, at least.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me about this. This might be helpful.
Oh, you're welcome, Norman. I hope it helps.
He returns to the others.
Okay.
It might not be a person we're after. It might be a location. Jack Cade Caverns.
Have I right back last time?
Sorry. Oh yes, yeah.
Right.
We'll see about after you. I mean, yeah, because it'll take quite a while for you to carry out both the things. Yeah. But yes, I suppose unless we're anywhere else you were planning to head.
No, just that was the only place, and then I was planning to head back, so I just want.
So yeah, we'll probably
Was my character no? Does my character not? That's being information being divulged.
Probably about early evening, and you all meet back up at HQ.
I say it might not be a person we're after. It's a location, Jack Cade Caverns.
Let's see. That gives us something else to. Oh, the night is
It's
yet.
a bit more to work.
The night is yet young. There's plenty of books over there.
Have at them.
Crack on, lads.
Obviously, I divulged the addresses of Nina and Jeremy. Because one
Second, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go
on. I'll do my best. Watcher. Motivational speaking
montage.
Yeah.
Crack the whip.
Okay, so what you're doing then? So you're making use of the resource of Gerald's bookshop.
Actually, can I have a history roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to make a history. What's everybody else doing?
I'll make a library roll then if we're going to start looking through books.
Not my area.
Oh my word!
Neither is library for me.
Oh dear, this is going to be.
Probably means I haven't, seeing as I'm clearly not interested in the 1450s.
Yeah,
chances of me having any books is slim.
Well, maybe you do.
Maybe one I haven't got round to throwing away yet.
Is Norman gonna dip in as well? Oh wow! Boom! Look at that. Okay, so
see, this is why I keep books, so I don't have to remember shit.
Okay, so amongst
they're not for you.
Gerald's groaning bookshelves, you do find some mention of Jack Cade Cavern. So it does. You like confirm this. It links back to this guy, this anti-royalist Jack Cade. And the caverns were indeed supposedly named after him. After he hid away, he tried to hide in this cave system. So they are also mentioned on a few occasions since then. Since after Jack Cade, the incident with Jack Cade using these as a hideout, they kind of were forgotten about. Kind of left public knowledge, and then notice was drawn to them again in 1780 when a woman had a fit and died within a few minutes after visiting the cave system. And in the 19th century, they were in regular use via groups that were a spin-off of the Hellfire Club. And there was great public outcry at indecent goings-on in the cave that led to the caves being filled in and sealed off.
They aren't in the vicinity of the Hellfire Caves.
No. Although their exact location was forgotten, they were located in Blackheath.
Ooh.
Blackheath. Where's Blackheath?
Blackheath
Where,
is where
it's out.
Compton's house is.
Would a house
Down.
happen to be built over the top of them?
Yeah.
Boom. That's where he is. He never left home.
Can we... Right, that's... Oh, God. Maybe D20s. Would they have had Ordnance Survey? That's...
I think Ordnance Survey maps are kind of, started
Yeah,
by
the
this
early
time.
ones.
1841 BFT. Yeah, oh, right, so... Oh, so there are, I'll take... There are Ordnance Survey.
There's something else as well. So there's also a reference to a place called Eltham Palace, which was on the south side. Let me just get this right. Which was a really old, 16th century cottage on the edge of Blackheath in on
Sorry, what was the name of that cottage again, please?
Sorry?
What was the name of that cottage again, please?
Eltham Palace.
Eltham Palace.
We're on the south side of Blackheath on Maidstone Hill. Which it is claimed that a bricked up secret passage was found in 1834 under a stone slab reached by a narrow downward shaft. And it is hinted that this was actually an entrance to these caverns.
So we have two locations. I think the cabin would be a good place to look.
So this there was an investigation of this secret passage, this entrance that led into a small chamber, and there was apparently from this description there seems to have been other chambers led off from this, but there's no more information about that. But a ring was found in the first of these chambers bearing an inscription that said, "Who wears me shall perform exploits, and with great joy return." But yeah, from digging and from assumptions and drawing conclusions, it seems that this old cottage was built to conceal the entrance to the caverns.
And what did the ring say, Phil?
Well, let's go to the cottage.
Phil, can you hear me? Or have I gone off? Can you not hear me again?
He who wears me shall know great joy.
I think. Can you hear Andy, Phil?
No. Sorry, I shall reload again.
I'll reload mine. Let me reload.
Reloading.
Hello.
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 Right, can you hear me, Phil?
I can.
So what did the ring say? Whoever wears me...
It said, "Who wears me shall perform exploits, and with great joy return."
That's a lot to put on a ring. What size is this ring? Is it a neck ring?
It doesn't say. It just says a ring. A ring was
described by elves, you know.
Doesn't say.
It's a big ring. It's like
It doesn't say what kind of ring it is. It doesn't say if it were like a ring, like for on a finger. It just says a ring.
Okay. Right. So. I mean, we can find out about Eltham Palace and the caverns.
See if there's an ordnance survey if it's been explored and mapped, because I don't think we want to go and jump down tunnels without some sort of.
Yeah. Would Gerald have any maps in his shop, or is that too niche for Gerald?
No, like ordnance survey maps certainly. I mean, there's value in old maps as well.
Yeah.
Most importantly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, let's say you'll be able to. You can pull up like a few maps that Gerald's got in his shops. And yeah, you can like pull up a map of Blackheath, and you can find the location of this this cottage, this old 16th century cottage. That's according to map, the more recent map, it still stands on the edge of Blackheath.
Right.
Is
it going to be within the grounds of?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't look to be. No, it's not.
Compton's.
It's not near Compton's. It's in. It's close. It's near to Compton's, but no, it's not on the. It's not. You can see there's Compton. What would be Compton's property, and no, it's not.
Cool.
Right.
We got our top location to search.
But are we going to go because it's the evening? Are we going to wait until the morning, or are we?
We should probably go see Madam Chang first.
What time is it now?
Well, we can drop. We can pass information. We don't have to always go and see her every 10 minutes, because that's the whole point of the ask about the urchin, because we don't have anything concrete. A meeting with Cham would be if we've got Compton
critical stuff. Yeah, otherwise she's just going to get annoyed at us, and I probably don't want her being annoyed.
It would probably taken about just over an hour looking through the searching through Gerald's book. So it's dark. It's coming up to about 20 to 6 in the evening.
Yeah, I think it's a daylight thing is sticking around underground.
There's also the thing that Lady Chang, she was clearly concerned for the well-being of her nephew.
Yeah. I mean, she might be concerned with well-being, but
does it look as if we're going to be going? Because most of us are dressed in city clothes for like going to the offices and stuff. But if we're going to be possibly stepping off the beaten path, should we look at getting torches, maybe some rope, in general?
That's not a bad idea.
That's why I was hoping in the morning go to the ordnance survey, see if that actually somebody had mapped the tunnels themselves, saying they're happy in exploration. No guarantee that we'll have the whole system mapped, but at least have a beginning, and then have a note past the Chan at least, and maybe Hardcastle of where we're going. So if anything goes wrong, at least people know where we last were. Any thoughts? It's equivalent of it's the equivalent of get up the hills and leaving a route card at your local station in case weather or something comes in. It's that sort of principle. So I would leave a note, pass a note to the urchin. He's probably going to pop up if our plot armor holds. The Chan to let her know where our next point of investigation is,
Yeah.
and get a message to Hardcastle as well, where we're going.
Yeah, it is a distinct danger.
I think we wait till morning.
Yeah.
So between now and
I
tomorrow,
don't think we're going to achieve anything.
we're good to go, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, because I don't think we're going to gain anything by going at night.
We should take everything into account.
Yeah.
It's not too late in the evening to maybe visit the parents of one of these young reprobates.
We could go see one of them.
Find out how they came in.
I mean, I don't know. They might have disowned them, but they might still be sending them money or something, or they might have some contact.
How to what?
Or find out how Compton found him. Does he have a place where he looks for these sort of people? Is there a name of a club or something? You know, that might be another thread if this one doesn't pan out immediately. Is it only the Gargoyle Club, or is there somewhere else that he meets? Is the Gargoyle Club like the next level? If that makes sense. Where does he pick these young people up?
I don't know. How would we know? How would we find that?
That's what I was thinking. Speaking to the parents, you know, where did the frequent? Did they know Compton? You know, if he's a socialite, did they go to a particular event or something?
Yeah, maybe so.
They might have. You know, what I mean, if he's looking for groups of people, he's bound to have a hunting ground.
Yeah.
And did possibly, if he goes in circles, did the parents maybe innocently go somewhere where Compton basically looks to lead their young astray? And I'm wondering if maybe between both of these parents would get that sort of picture. It's just something to do in the evening, you know, because we're not leaving in the morning.
Yeah.
Will we split up and go to?
We can always do that.
So will we split up and go to one house each, and then see what the stories are, and
yeah,
and then we're ready to
see how they tie up, see what we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do that then.
So what's that? Excuse me. What's that you're doing then?
So two of us are going to go
So we're going to visit the
Nina's parents, and two of us are going to go to Jeremy's parents.
Okay. So who's
plan B just to ask them, you know,
how they got
in contact with Compton.
Yeah, how they got drawn into that side.
How did they get drawn in? So if the two stories match, is there an event he holds where maybe the parents go to, or is there a club that they mentioned that they went to first before they went off the rails, or got drawn in this sort of group?
Okay. So who's going with who then?
I'll go to Nina's parents if somebody wants to come with me for that.
See, I think it's probably worth.
Well, you two go to one and I'll go to the other.
Okay, so Charles and Norman's going to one, and George and Gerald to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have somebody at least with a reasonable credit rating, rather than just a PI.
I have got my Metropolitan Police badge. So.
It might do better than my credit rating, in fairness. Whereas the good doctor obviously has a degree of.
No, I've just had lucky dice rolls.
Social standing. I mean, nobody likes him, don't get me wrong, but he's got some social standing.
Only when you get to know me.
That, I think, is where your problems start.
Okay, so yeah, it's kind of getting towards early evening, but yeah, you call yourselves a couple of cabs as you're getting into cabs, you notice across the street sat with a guy on a trolley is a little street urchin.
Just,
He
wait for him.
you can no, you don't have to make an eye. So it's the same one that you saw that approached you outside the Gargoyle Club.
Yeah, I'll give him a wave.
Right, you just
Did we
kinda...
did we agree on a phrase or?
No, I think she was just like, you'll know who it is.
That's kind of.
So he just
does
like
wave back?
kind of just like tugs his little flat cap. So, anyway, you jump in your cabs and head off to your 2 different destinations, and you will have to make a credit rating roll to be able to speak to these people, particularly at this time of day.
Yeah.
So one of you will make a credit rating roll.
Well, there's two groups going.
Yeah,
so there's
yeah,
2 chances.
yeah. So I mean, one from each group will make the credit rating roll.
Well, it won't be me,
Gerald.
Gerald.
I'm not convinced it'll be. Can I have
my credit rating's not that good. It's only a 20.
No, Highsmith's going to be the man for it. Can I have a bonus dice for the Metropolitan Police Badge assist?
You can, if you want to go for a persuade instead.
Not really.
Seems my credit rating's 11.
I was going to say my credit rating's into the 30s, so it's probably going to be my credit rating, isn't it? Because my persuade is generally accompanied by harsh language.
Yeah, my persuade. I can't even see my persuade. I think it's that low.
Right.
Oh!
How
Do you know
much
what it
is
is? It's the ripped trousers. I didn't change it.
Oh yeah.
And the ripped trousers makes me just hear you.
Oh,
yeah.
Unbelievable!
Fantastic.
It's the harsh language that does it every time.
Okay, so Charles and Charles and Norman, you didn't even get beyond the doorstep. The butler sort of turns you away, just like, what are you thinking? What are you even thinking?
What are you thinking?
But meanwhile, miraculously, Gerald. I don't know. How does Gerald get beyond the doorstep?
Hell yeah, we're in.
How does Gerald get beyond the door? Get you beyond the doorstep of this town, big
Pure
townhouse.
Pure charisma.
Pure charisma. Okay, so yeah, you get to speak to probably the father, and the conversation is short and abrupt. So he wants nothing to do with his daughter. And yes, he has heard of this Compton fella, and she fell in with him at the Gargoyle Club.
What led her to actually start going to the Gargoyle Club?
There's a despicable reputation, like my daughter.
Yeah, but what led her down sort of that path in the first place, going to places like that? Was it just rebellion, or did she meet people that took her along? It's not really the place for a young lady of standing.
You've got that right, so no.
So we're just wondering what led these young people to actually start frequenting.
She was always a troublesome child. Always fell in with the wrong people. It was just inevitable. And then she met this Compton fella at the Gargoyle Club. And that was it for me.
Did you ever meet Compton?
No, I've heard. I know of him by reputation. A philanderer,
And
playboy.
So you haven't had any contact with your daughter recently, then I take it?
My daughter is dead to me.
Seems quite harsh. Are you worried about your family reputation? Or surely
Of course I'm concerned
blood is
about.
thicker than water.
Of course I'm concerned about my reputation. My daughter has ignored all attempts at reconciliation to put aside these despicable relationships.
Shocking. I mean, I blame the parents myself.
And that is the final straw that gets you kicked out the door.
Well, it ended a pointless conversation quicker than we wanted it to anyway. So.
Yeah, not massively useful. Okay, yeah, we'll go back to base. I'm sure the others must have had more success with the good doctor in charge.
Maybe. Hopefully.
No, of course, that's the reasonable thing to expect.
And he's a master of talking to people and getting people to open up.
Okay.
Good judge of character too, don't forget that.
So
That's what he told me anyway when I told him I'd give him a chance. He brought a set of skills.
Well, it worked. You fell for it. Oh dear, oh dear.
So you all return back to the shop empty-handed, or none the wiser.
Well, not really. We know that.
Well, maybe a
The
little
Gargoyle
wiser.
Club is
Yes,
the origin for all this stuff.
yes.
I suppose we'll draw a note up for our plans for the morning. As in, we're going to Elfin Palace. I take it the street urchin still outside?
He is. He's sleeping in the
So-
door, opposite doorway.
Yeah, so
The
they
guy,
just go over,
the guy is gone. The trolley's empty and the guy is gone.
give him a penny anyway with the note.
Okay.
Sorry I missed the guy earlier. Hopefully this makes up for it. Give him a copper. Give him tuppence.
Okay. He kind of half opens an eye and sort of thanks you, and then just curls up and goes back to sleep.
No, that's an off place there. Somebody knows where we're going.
And that is quite an urgent note, by the way.
Well, it's more that we're heading to Elfin. We're heading to Elfin Palace in the morning.
I just feel he's taking the piss for his tuppence, that's all.
Is it almost time before we leave?
Will be well in the evening, wouldn't it? Because that would have taken a couple of hours to get back.
Yep,
there
yep.
and
So
back.
yeah, so it's still the evening of the first. So we can skip forward to the next day if you wish.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah. And just to kill time, rather than, sit about drinking coffee. We've got the information, so we're prepared for the morning. And there's a note
If
going.
we're, make sure we've got any, torches,
Okay.
plenty of batteries.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wake the next morning to a pleasant, brisk November morning. Scattered clouds ahead. The rain from the previous day has faded. Puddles line the streets, and the urchin is still curled up on the in the doorway opposite. and his guys. The guy's back in his trolley.
I'll go out for a pint of milk and just sort of stroll past him.
Okay, right. As you pass the like perks up. Morning, Governor.
Morning. What's the news?
I don't know. Have you got any news, sir?
Yeah, I thought you might have some for us.
So he reaches out and passes you a crumpled piece of paper.
I'll nod to him, carry on walking, and when I get a reasonable, I can't see that anybody else will be watching us, but just so it's not.
So remind me again what exactly you put in the note the previous night.
That we were going to head to Eltham Palace first thing in the morning, and there's a system of caves that possibly lead to Compton's old address, or Compton's address. We're going to investigate this for the entrance.
Okay. So the note says one of my men will be waiting for you.
Is he wearing a red shirt?
Hope so.
Case in point, what did everybody do? Did you all return to your places of residence, or were you keeping on Gerald's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, returned because obviously we wanted to go and get some outdoor clothes, proper rather than a suit.
No, I mean the last night.
Yeah, that's what I meant back.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
camera.
Right. Okay. So George, you're not when you're taking breakfast that morning, whatever meager breakfast you have. There's a knock at your door.
Ooh. I in my dressing gown and slippers.
Okay.
I'll go to the door.
Okay, right. You open the door,
Yeah.
and there's a rather officious-looking man there, and you didn't even have to before he even shows you his identification. You don't need to see that to know he's a government man.
Okay. Can I help you?
He passes it like I say, he shows you his card. So he's from that shows you from Detective Jones from Special Branch. He says, "I'm here on behalf of the Home Office. Might I step inside, Mr. Martin?"
Yeah, come in.
Okay, right. He looks behind him, look up and down the street before stepping inside and then closing the door.
Can I get a first?
Stephen, if you like.
Yeah.
So he follows you through and sits down. Says, "It's come to our attention, Mr. Martin, that you're looking into incident at the Gargoyle Club."
How would you come to know about this, Detective Jones?
Well, we hear things, Mr. Martin. I don't think I need to say any more. Need to say any more than that.
Well, you'd be.
Sorry.
You'd be correct that we are looking into some incidents at Gargoyle Club.
Yes.
Is that a problem?
No. It might be of benefit to us both. It's come to our attention that a number of members of the Gargoyle Club are suspected communist spies.
Communist spies?
And the the Home Secretary would find it very convenient if the incident you are looking into were perhaps linked to one of these communists.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with communism anyway?
I'm sorry.
You're
sir?
saying that in the 1920s?
You know, no.
We're aware of
Definitely
your past
Sedition!
sentences, Mr. Martin. This is why we've.
You'll also be aware of my.
This
You'll
isn't
also be aware of my king in the country as well, and I've put my service in with a police force with an exemplary record.
Which is why we came to you. Rather
So what's the benefit of tying? What's the benefits of tying these people to?
The details are not your concern, Mr. Martin. Enough.
I mean, you want to help.
Yeah, it's enough for you to know that it will prove beneficial to you in the future.
Okay. Everyone keeps telling me things are going to be beneficial to me in the future if I help them out.
What would put the cherry on the cake, so to speak, would be if you were also able to acquire evidence that would facilitate the apprehension and arrest of a certain Lady Chang.
Well, that could be, well, I mean, well, Chang's asked us to look for her nephew.
We're aware of this, Mr. Martin.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, Detective Stephen, Detective Johnson. So, I mean, what's the point of this? Because you're aware of everything we're doing. Now you want us to link it to communism. So I feel that we're sort of a little bit piggy in the middle here, and getting played by all sides. I'm just waiting. You know, I feel that we're gonna turn up and find Michael Compton, and Michael Compton's probably gonna have a deal for us.
I gotta go.
Oh.
I'm not feeling so good right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, no, sorry, Derek. You're okay?
Yeah, I just got a root canal.
Yeah. I understand. It's nasty. Quite
Not
nasty.
a lot of fun.
No.
Anyway, see you next week.
Okay, we'll.
Cool. No worries.
Take care, Derek.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
So yeah, I feel that Michael Compton will probably have a deal for us if we bump into him, and he'll want something. So I feel everyone wants something for us, but everyone's a bit coy about reasons and.
We have no interest in Mr. Compton, Mr. Martin.
I didn't say you have, but I just feel that
He's the next one to turn up, knocking on our door.
Well, the offer is.
I am confident I've got a deal for you. The Interlude deal, number 23, please.
The offer is on the table, Mr. Martin. And with that, he gets up and says, "I'll see myself out."
Okay, Mr. Stevens. Well, how can I contact you with any information?
Oh, well. You can
Yes, he'll contact us.
You can pass it on to Detective Hardcastle.
Okay. Does everyone go through Detective Hardcastle?
He just leaves.
See you later, Detective.
And I guess it is just a case of see who's got like the best deal.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Okay, so we're. So I get dressed and I'll make my way to the bookstore and I'll tell the others about this.
Okay.
I don't know what's the other. So I asked sort of Gerald and Charles. I'm like, so what's your thoughts on this now? Tying it to communism and wanting information on Chang and.
Well, I think we'll gather the cards. We'll get the deck together first before we play any cards.
Yeah.
The best
I feel.
I would agree.
To be honest, I feel any moves against Chang with our names on them need to be quick and to the point, because
I think
that's
any
not
moves
somebody
against,
to upset.
I think they need to be final. I think if we made a move against Chang, it needs to be one move and it wipes off the board totally.
Yeah.
Anything other than total decimation of Chang,
It's
Could
going
be
to.
Teft as well.
That is quite true.
It could be that as well, Charles. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got ourselves into some strange circles, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, this we're missing girl.
Which is not missing anymore. That's technically was.
Well, no. I mean, it started off as a missing girl as a murder.
Yeah, there's forces circling here, but I suppose all we could do right now is at least we have no answers right at the moment, so try and find some.
I do worry that we're the expendable ones.
Oh, without a doubt, we're the ones that can quite easily be hung out to dry.
Yeah.
That's why I'm suggesting caution. We don't.
Yeah. I think gather the cards and see what happens before we choose a side and regret it later.
Yeah, because the side might actually choose us.
Yeah.
Depending on the circumstances. So we're going to Elfin Palace then. Nice brisk morning.
Yeah.
Daylight.
Tool up.
Yep.
Tool up. Get some torches. We've got some warm clothes.
Okay, so what are you taking with you within your incredible monetary allowance?
Well, I mean, we'll have like basic provisions. We must know that it's, there's going to be sort of like a cool temperature underground, so we'll take.
Yeah, I mean, it might be cold.
Clothing's going
to.
Just
clothing's going to be adequate. Some rope.
Yeah, knotted rope.
Rope.
Not like super duper tight rope, but knotted rope, so it's easy to get a handhold. We'll probably might hit some inclines, torches.
Something like some string, so we can tie it, so we can leave it as like a trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, mark flags or something.
Chalk as well, for that matter.
Yeah. Cheap,
yeah,
cheap materials, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing special. We don't want like caving equipment and things.
No. So, a torch each, and spare batteries, some chalk, some rope, some twine.
Yeah, basically.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Did we find him? We were going to see if we can find a map
some
maps
maps
or anything that's been mapped.
Say again.
Did we manage to get a map?
Because the caves have been explored, so have we got a map even to a point? We know potentially where the entrance is, but we know.
You'd have to.
It was part of our search last night.
Yeah, so there's nothing in amongst Gerald's books. Maybe the British Museum Library might have something. If you want to take that time, doing a search in the British Museum Library will take you several hours.
Yeah, it's probably worth having a morning there and then go.
Is it worth finding the cave entrance first, and maybe not fully exploring, or Norman can do that while we're.
Yeah.
If we'll go and establish, so Norman can go to the library.
Yeah, you can send Norman to the library. Yeah.
Yep, we'll send Norman to the library, and then we'll go and do initial investigations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Norman.
And off he trots. Okay. So meanwhile, you, unless there's anything else you want to do beforehand, you catch a cab, takes you to Blackheath. In particular, Maidstone Hill.
Yeah.
And from the feedback. From the information that you've gathered, you're able to find this cottage, this quite fancily named cottage. It's what was the name of it? Eltham Palace.
Eltham Palace.
It's when you find it, it's stood on its own on the edge of Blackheath, right on the south side of Blackheath, and it's a decrepit looking place. It's partially collapsed. It's clearly not inhabited. It doesn't look like it has been for some time. But when
that's probably all to the good, actually.
But when you approach it and maybe do a little cursory examination of the place, you can see all the windows are boarded up, but the door looks to have been repaired, and there's a fresh a new hasp for a padlock on the door. There's no padlock though.
Okay.
Is it open?
So trying it's stiff, but you have to kind of half lift it. But yeah, it's open. And as you open it, there's this dank, musty smell comes from inside the house. There's like light filtering in through the rafters with the roof. The tiles have come off the roof. The roof is collapsing. There's old plaster everywhere. The old place is just like on the verge of collapsing.
Is there any sign of habitation, as in maybe people camping out, or I'm guessing if it's dusty, is there footprints? Is there any sign that people have been in here?
So there's no sign of habitation, but the debris has been cleared away. And while you're looking about, you suddenly notice a figure stood in one of the rooms off the entrance hall.
Hello?
I shout at him.
Okay,
Hello?
This tall figure steps forward, and you recognise the chauffeur, Lady Chang's chauffeur.
Oh, marvellous.
Although he's not he's dressed in kind of more outdoor clothes. This morning, gentlemen, I've been waiting.
You get about, don't you?
This is the yeah.
Right, he reaches inside his jacket and pulls out a revolver and checks the chamber.
Have you noticed anything while you've been waiting here?
Business down there?
Sorry? There's an old entrance to an old cellar. I've been waiting for you. My orders are to back you up.
Much appreciated.
What? Anyway, now you're here, and you're clearly working. You're gonna back us up. Do we have a name?
Do we have a name? Let's give him a random name.
A name that's clearly vital for the plot.
Yeah.
You can give him a name. What's his name?
Okay then.
Boaty
McButler face.
Knick-knack.
Knick-knack. Yeah, okay, tells you his name is Knick-knack.
Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Thompson. Okay, yeah. Whatever. It's probably not good. He's probably not telling
Maybe he has a bowler hat, you know.
He's probably not going to tell you his real name anyway, so.
I was going to say, it's going to be a fake name, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So, yeah. Mr. Thompson,
a red jacket.
It's just something when he's down in her arms, at least we can talk to him, you know.
Yeah.
He is a bill catcher after all. Or tactical catcher in Cthulhu. Right, guess down to the cellar then. Seems like a logical place to go.
Yes, let's see what we can find.
Okay, so
We had the book. What did the book say when it was describing the entrance? There was a slab, isn't that right?
Yeah, it was down a. I thought the slab was down a like brick lined tunnel.
No, the tunnel was found under. There was a slab.
Oh, right. Okay.
And there was a tunnel under the slab.
Right. So yeah, we're looking for a stone slab.
Okay,
so Mr. Tom, anything?
As I say, I've been waiting for you. I haven't gone any further than this. There's a cellar, the entrance to a cellar. That's all I know. Looks like people have been here.
Well, let's go.
So yeah, as I was saying, it does look like people have been here because the floors, like debris, being cleared away and
suspicious.
In fact, yeah, it probably is like signs. Yeah, there's probably signs of like habitation. Maybe there's like a couple of kerosene lanterns stashed in one corner down in the one corner of the cellar.
Maybe take those and save our batteries.
Yeah.
And then if we need to, we can throw them.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
Start pumping.
Okay. So like in the cellar you can see and in one corner of the cellar there's a big stone slab, maybe about 2 foot by 4 foot, that's been removed. It's been prized up and removed. There's pry bars on the floor at the side of it, and you can see beneath it, shine your torch down, you can see there's a drop of about 10 feet, and there's a ladder being kind of a ladder being put down there. And at the bottom of the ladder, there's a short brick-lined passageway that quickly gives way into an old passageway that's cut out of the stone, and some stone steps leading down in like a sort of bending round to your right. And you can hear voices, faint voices echoing up this staircase.
That's not ideal, but
sorry, pull the light away so we're not shining down, announcing our presence.
Can we actually see any light?
No, not from here. No.
No, we don't want the light. You know, in one of the cars he loves, so I don't want that to shine down the.
But no,
down the passageway and where we were. So on here now, push the light to the side, just sort of shield it a bit.
But we can't see any lights from
you can't see
the voices, is what I was thinking.
You can't see the lights ahead of you. Like I said, you can hear voices. You can't not all the time. Every so often, you can you can hear faint voices that almost can't tell what you can't hear. Like hear it clear. Not loud enough to be able to hear words, but it's almost rhythmic.
I can feel some stealth rolls being filed in our immediate futures.
Mr. Thompson, do you fancy going down and checking on these voices?
I've got your back, Mr. Martin. And he raises his pistol, like holds it up, not pointing. No, I don't, not indicating like pointing, but he's got his pistol ready.
Oh no, yeah. Well, let's go.
Okay, so you make your way down this staircase. Like I said, it's quite narrow.
Turning off I'm going to extinguish the lantern.
Okay.
Before going down, because we don't know I don't want to give ourselves away yet.
Okay. So you're going down without any light at all. Without any light, it's pitch black.
No, I'll keep mine on.
Okay. Well, is that a kerosene lantern or the torch? So Mr. Thompson's probably got a torch of his own as well. He's probably got a flashlight. But yeah, he doesn't get it. Sorry?
I'll use a torch.
Okay.
I'll use a torch.
He only gets his light out if nobody else has got one out.
Yeah.
So yeah, this staircase.
Or can he point right? If he points the torch down, so we can see to the bottom at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not bathing the place in light.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm concerned about. So we don't want to break our necks go down. So if Mr. Thompson points the torch down the steps, so we can go down, and then
Okay. So
we'll take kerosene lamps with us, but they're extinguished.
Yeah.
So these steps go down about 30 feet or so, 30, 40 feet. It's quite narrow. There's only it's only wide enough for you to walk in single file. The steps quite sort of not uniform. They're like almost look like a cross between them being cut, but also like also partly natural, and they're well worn as well. Like
That's smooth.
yeah. To the point that the center portion of each step is worn like worn into a dip.
Yeah.
And like just water, there's constantly water like seeping. It's not running, but it's like water like seeping out the wall, like through like pores. And these steps lead down and lead you into a roughly circular cavern. The ceiling's uneven, but roughly about 12 feet high. Maybe about 15, 20 feet. Yeah, maybe about 20, at least 20 feet long. And there's another, you can see another opening at the far side, almost opposite the way you've entered, and you can hear these voices more clearly now. And although you can't tell what they're saying, they're chanting.
I was going to say, does it sound chanty?
It does sound chanty.
A little bit of cultish sprinkling over their vernacular.
But
still, our favorite flavor.
But still, there's no sign of any light ahead. Right, Mr. Thompson looks a little bit nervous.
Mr. Thompson, are you all right there?
Let's just find this Compton guy and put an end to this.
Agreed.
We don't want to announce our presence.
Do we get like an idea of maybe how many people there are?
Oh, how many people? Let's see. You can make
I mean, like, yeah. I don't mean like I want. Yeah, like so. Do we get an idea?
Is it 5 people, 10 people, 100 people? That sort of.
Yeah. You can make an idea roll.
What's that, intelligence?
Yeah.
Walk into a cavern of Fremen, you know what I mean? They're Shiloh.
What's that?
George has got no idea. There could be thousands of people down here. Everybody else can make one. You can all make one.
Okay.
Oh wow!
There we go.
Gerald.
There's 7. One's called Joe. One's.
There's people down here.
I'm so glad I brought you two.
Yeah. What? Who said that?
Nobody.
So, at least 4 or 5 different voices you can hear.
I'm happy with that. We can take 4 or 5.
Speak for yourself.
I'm not a fighter, so.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything about fighting it, though. Like, if there's enough people, enough armchairs, I mean, I'll counsel them, of course, but.
Yeah, so I guess we'll carry on.
Definitely caution, though.
Okay.
Yeah, with caution, like quietly.
Okay. So, where's my drawing?
So there's no, like, is this pretty much a straight tunnel? There's no, like, branching off or anything?
Nope, nope. There's like stairs empty into this into this cave, and then there's another tunnel at the far end. So as you approach this other opening, there's a short tunnel that almost instantly opens into a longer cave that's runs off to your left a little bit, and you can see some kind of like a smaller, narrow opening off to ahead to your left. But to your right, there's a faint suggestion of light.
Okay.
And you can see there's another tunnel leading off to your right.
Shall we edge our ways towards the light without edge our way to the dark? Stick to the back of the wall and just edge along.
Yeah, is it enough light to you're being crept up on, Phil?
Is there enough light for what? Sorry.
For us to turn our torches off.
No, I wouldn't say so. No, there's enough light so that it like picks out this entrance to this tunnel.
Or at least dim the lanterns so
Better cloth surgery, like the pinpoint of the torch and point it towards the ground. Basically, just line our feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't want to, like I said, we're here. We don't want to go down that road. That's not going to be good.
Okay. So you cautiously cross over this other cave to the south end, and you find another set of steps leading steeply down, and from the top of the steps you can see these steps. They're not brightly lit, but bright enough that if you're careful, you could traverse the steps without your lights. And it's like the light's flickering as if it's like torchlight or candlelight or something. It's not electric, it's not like electric lights.
Okay.
And as you get to the top of the steps, you hear a scream that's cut off into like a liquidy gargling noise.
Oh, good.
From the way we're going?
Yes. And the chanting stops.
Okay.
Stop too.
I look at Mr. Thompson.
It's not bright.
Mr. Thompson, suddenly this new development, he suddenly pushes past. He pushes past you and rushes down the steps.
I'll follow him.
Well, he's the pistol.
Yeah.
Let's follow at a cautious distance because
I'm a step or two behind him.
Right, he's running down the steps. He goes running down the steps. Mr. Chang! Mr. Chang!
What?
Follow up. It's the nephew, or at least he thinks it's the nephew.
Yeah.
Was that an?
But why would? Yeah.
Sorry.
That wasn't.
Why would it? It's
gurgling.
What's that? What? Sorry.
Wasn't an Oriental sounding gurgling? Is there a way to distinguish between one set of gurgling and another to make him think
that?
Or is he just putting two and two together?
For a very stoic henchman, he got very emotional there.
Well, it's not going to. Prospects aren't be good if he brings a dead nephew back, is he?
Hmm.
All right, so we'll follow close enough behind that,
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you follow.
Yeah.
Close. Chase after him down these steps. So you can make like I said, this place is quite sort of wet and stuff. So you can make a dex check as you're going down these steps.
We're going carefully, by the way.
Oh,
we're not running after him.
Okay.
We're standing behind. We're following, but we're not like.
You're following cautiously.
We're not about to burst out the room as well.
You can do it with a bonus dice then. I presume you like sort of hasty but cautiously. Is that what you're saying? So
Yeah.
if you failed, you can do it with a bonus dice. But okay, yeah, so everybody did it. So yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
We also don't want to be making loads of noise either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you get to the bottom of the steps, the first thing you see is Mr. Thompson, who is stood, kind of looking with a slack jawed look, at this like vacant look on his face. His hand is like the gun in his hand is sort of just like hanging at his side as he's just got this blank look on his face. And the cave ahead of you, it says small...
Hang on, we see Thompson. Let's not jump ahead here. Don't get excited, Mr. Keeper.
Yeah.
Do we see him without seeing anything else?
No. So you can see he's the first thing you see because he's like in front of you, but you can see
Right.
the cave. So this cave is quite, maybe about 15 feet across. At the south end, there looks to be some kind of natural well that's been it's like been built up. There's kind of like bricks around it, and all over the walls are smeared these like symbols and what look like runes but nothing you've ever seen before. Nothing, no. There's no like pentagrams or things like. It's all just.
Is it nothing I've ever seen before either?
I can make a Cthulhu Mythos roll, I suppose.
It's
And
not really what I was angling after.
okay, so and stood around this this well are the naked forms of 2 men and 2 women who you presume to be I forgot their names again.
What their faces and
Yes.
thingamajig.
Yes, Adam Jones.
Taunton, Smythe.
Taunton Jones, not Nina Hamilton, Evelyn
Yes.
Jones, and Thompson and Jeremy Taunton Smythe.
And laid across, half in the well, his head, his legs half in the well, the rest of him sort of laid back, with sort of arched back across, is a young Oriental man with his throat slit from ear to ear, his head almost cut off, and there's blood. Is like his voice is almost obscured by blood, like blood that's like gushing out all over the floor, and all these four individuals are just kind of stood, like frozen, and you can see they look like they're not moving at first, and then you notice like sort of quivering, almost look like they're having some kind of seizure. And standing up from the other side of the well is another older man. So these are the people you see anyway. So let's see the show. In fact, let's just use the tokens because that's going to be way too big. So we got this guy. We got this lady, Mr. Taunton Smythe, Mrs. Nina Hamilton, and behind them, still on the other side of the well, is this older man with thick red beard.
Michael Compton?
Possibly. There's this look of exultation on his face. His arms raised, with blood running down his arms, and his hand is a like blood-soaked knife. And he's just laughing. And so,
Okay then. That's nice. That's lovely scene. Shall we go back upstairs?
Yeah. Seen enough for today, I think.
Breaks on. Let's
So
I tell him to get on the floor. I shout to him with Mr. Thompson, raise that firearm.
Mr. Thompson just looks completely catatonic.
Can
Can
I?
I take the firearm off him?
You can take the firearm off him. So at this point, the four naked figures in front of the well, the shaking becomes more violent, and
Was the young Oriental man naked as well?
the other one's naked as well. Yes,
Right.
and
Do we need a sanity check for that?
not for this, but you will for this, as
Can I use a
their
shot in the gun in the
as their eyes burst, just like pop. There's this liquid pop as their eyes burst, and these black, tarry like tendrils just erupt from the eyes, out of the mouth, out of the noses, out of their ears, out of every single orifice of the body as they suddenly start to bloat,
yeah.
and the skin starts to split like overripe fruit.
Oh god, would these be our slug friends?
And you can see that you now see that this substance it's coming out of the well. It's out of the well across the floor, and they're kind of stood in it.
So all 5 of them have like burst.
Not Compton, no, not Compton, not the
Right,
minute.
it's Compton. Ah.
Not Compton. So yeah, they just like this, and they just like I said, all these things like just stuff and just erupt from it, and the body's just like split and burst. And you can make sanity rolls.
You know what we should have brought? Shitload of vinegar.
Flamethrowers.
Oh, yes, God, there's enough.
Holy shit! I'm gonna.
Oh, what?
Oh my. Can I spend a look? Can I spend luck on something?
No, no, you can't spend luck on sanity.
Those
no.
rolls could have gone better.
And that's
They could have done.
right. This moment.
Absolutely no.
So, if you fail, you can lose 1d6 sanity. If you pass, you lose 1 sanity. So, because you lose a point of sanity, you perform an involuntary action, which I. So, well, I'll let you decide what the involuntary action is. Actually,
So roll the what? D6.
1d6 if you failed.
You know.
Oh,
Holy.
oh dear. So George, you will have to make an idea roll as well to see if what your mind makes this. Is he going to like try and rationalize it, or are you just going to fully comprehend the horror before you?
Save up for later.
No, he's taking it all in. Right, you have a bout of madness. Oh, and you were getting the gun as well, weren't you?
Well, I was going to.
Yes, going to. Yes, that's a good thing to bring up. Yeah, you were about to be in the way.
I was
See,
going to.
I
It
believe.
depends what Phil tells me in a second.
I believe losing your breakfast is traditional in.
Yeah, you
Places
can
like
lose
this.
your breakfast. Yeah, it's up. Like I say, you can so before anything else, you all need to decide what your involuntary action is. So it can be screaming, it can be like dropping something, it can be like spilling your emptying your breakfast all over the floor. It's up to you. But basically,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw my guts up.
Yeah, that's just gonna hurt. May as well just.
Especially if one person hurls, then everybody
Yeah,
else is going to
the
anyway.
smell. Once that hits
Yeah, I'm a sympathetic hurler.
okay, so George, you can roll as a d10 twice. So we got a 4.
Paranoia.
7. 4 and a
Roughly
7.
in panic.
Okay. Right, you are
Right.
overcome with an overwhelming sense of paranoia. Everybody, they must have led you down here. They must be in on it. The others have drawn you down here to sacrifice you to these things.
Strong sense of paranoia.
Nobody can be trusted.
I mean,
Right, you bastards, you've had me in this. I pull my knuckle duster out at pocket. I'm like, get out of my way, because if not, I'm going to smash your teeth in now. Get out of the way, I'm out of here.
it's probably the best idea he's had all night.
And I run for the exit.
Okay. Right. So you can give us a dex roll.
He comes straight back down again.
What have I run?
Yes, he does.
I'm not even. He's got about. I'm not spending luck out on there.
Okay, so you run and you stay like run from the room, head to the steps, and instantly slip on the steps and like tumble, like slide back down to the room.
Yeah.
Right. So there's from amongst the gore that's flooded across the floor and this black that's mixing with this black tar-like substance, something, a shape starts to form and rear up from this this mess, which looks a little bit like this.
So what's it might do?
Okie dokie then.
I'm glad I'm running.
Which prompts another sanity roll.
Of course it does.
Yes.
Compton.
Including from me, even though I'm running.
No, not you, because you can't see it at the moment. You've like turned and run, and you're like sort of face down
Birds
the
of
floor.
steel. Seen it all
Oh
before.
wow!
Is that it? Is that what we're getting all excited about?
So let's see. So you lose another 1 point of sanity then, Mr. Highsmith. As Jail's failed. Oh my God, that's 1d10 you lose.
I thought it could have been worse than that, actually. So, you know.
No!
Fuck me.
So, can you make an idea roll, please?
Unfortunately, I probably can.
Everybody's going mental.
Oh, almost.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so yeah, you also.
I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this.
Whipple.
So another d10, please. A bout of madness.
7.
Oh, is that Flame Panic again?
7. Oh, I want to see.
Do you want another one?
Yes, please.
Whoop, whoop.
Give up, cat.
A 3.
So that's 7 and a 3. Oh, so you just you're overcome with panic and just turn and
No shit.
flee.
But what about the roll?
Sorry.
But what about the roll?
Oh, what, to up the stairs? Yeah, you'll have to make that.
What's he doing in game? He's like, oh no, I'm in here.
Okay. So you can also. Oh, let me just check on this because I'm not. This is an optional rule. And I'm not sure. There's a chance. You also get Cthulhu Mythos from going insane for the first time, and there's a chance of getting insight.
I've already.
Oh, you've already had that.
Mythos.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I've not.
Oh, actually, no.
No, I don't think you did.
No, I haven't. I got that from a book.
So that gives you. I'll have a look.
Is it 5? Is it a straight 5 points?
I believe it is a straight 5. Yeah. Insane insight.
So,
there we are. So your Cthulhu Mythos.
I'll get that anyway.
Yeah. As long as you. Yeah. What's that? Because like I said, there's a chance of insane insight. Let's see. I've got about this. Insane insight. So yes, when you go insane, you have a so although you're insane, you have a moment of clarity that provides a clue or action that might benefit you. So yes, you so George and Gerald, you both start like screaming. The Fire! Fire! Fire!
Throw the lanterns at them. And like get up the stairs. Do we get 5 points of?
You do get 5 points, yeah.
That's starting to get.
Okay, so so Gerald, you can't do that. You're like fleeing in panic. So you like flee up these stairs, like fire, fire, fire. You can make a dex check, see if you don't whether you like go arse of a tit, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yes, is it?
So George and Gerald are both at the bottom of the stairs, scrabbling around the bottom of the stairs, going fire, fire, fire.
Gentlemen, come on, keep it together. We've got to get out of here.
Right, they've clearly both.
Now's not the time for panic.
They've clearly both lost it.
Now is the perfect time for panic. I think you'll find.
So and now we will have to. So now we're going to go on dexterity ranks. See who gets to act. Who's acting first? So let me just chuck some things down. So we've got some more tokens. So there's that. And we need Charles Highsmith.
Are going to die.
And wait a minute. So I'm going to use. I'll use Jake as the chauffeur. And who we're missing? Gerald, of course.
No, it's fine. Leave me out, but I don't mind.
Right. So we need. Oh, we don't need that. They're all dead. So Dex ranks. Okay. So that means the first, the person with the highest Dex is.
If it's me, you're all in trouble.
Well, as long as you not put them in order. So it's Mr. Compton who is first. So Mr. Compton just screams as he just instantly starts to bloat and his neck swells to about twice its size. And this
couldn't have happened to a nicer chap.
This scream like turns into this high-pitched squeal. And then next it's George Martin. George Martin, who is very paranoid. So you're like you've had this. So you like I say you've had this insane insight. It's just always like fire.
Yeah.
And Gerald is you're both on the floor in a tangle with Gerald, and Gerald's just like scrambling over the top of you, crawling up
I'm
these
scrambling
stairs.
over top. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to scramble to get away.
Okay, so you're just going away as well. Okay, okay, fair enough. So yeah, you
I just want to. These are all trying to. I believe I've got paranoia, so I think all these are trying to feed me that thing or whatever, or they're trying to get me down there, this sex cult, and cut me throat.
Okay, so yeah, you sort of push push Gerald out of the way and just crawling, scrambling up these steps.
As fast as I physically.
Okay, so next then would be. Why is the thing not in there? Oh, I've not added it in. Let's add it in. Okay. So next would be it. So it's this tendril of like this tar-like something sort of appears and whips out and strikes. And does it strike? Let's look. Whips out towards Mr. Johnson.
And to be fair, he's going to be in trouble when he gets home anyway.
He's going to be in trouble when he gets home, yeah. All right, but yeah, somehow it manages to miss him. So, but it does attack him again. Let's go again. Wow, and still misses him. It's terrible this time.
That's because it's just being born.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like like a full kick.
Exactly, that's just what I was thinking. Okay, so then it is. It is. I think it's you. It's Colin. You, Colin. Yes.
Right. So obviously, haven't seen my colleagues try to race up the stairs and come.
So they've gone. Yeah, they've gone past you. They're behind you somewhere. All you can hear is them like screaming.
Yeah, but I watched them obviously fall down, so I'm going to make my way up the stairs a bit more carefully. Although it's tempting to rush and run, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to steadily make my way up the stairs.
Okay.
Swiftly as possible.
Pick your way over us.
No, use a roller.
Okay, so yeah, you step over them and start making your way cautiously but swiftly up these stairs.
If I feel any sort of wobble, I slow down. You know, slow and steady wins a race in this, because I've seen this happen twice now.
Okay, fair enough then. I wonder why it's not putting me in order. It's supposed to put me in order. Well, not to worry. So that means that he's just paralysed. So then it's Gerald.
I'm just going to try and clamber to my feet and cheese it.
Okay.
It's further I'm away from whatever the hell that is, the better.
Okay, so you so you're like pushing each other, sort of struggling and fighting amongst yourself and pushing each other out of the way. You eventually scramble up these steps into the cave above. I presume you're keeping going, are you?
Yeah. Not even looking back.
Okay.
Definitely not looking back.
Meow. So I presume. So let's say that eventually you burst out of the through the makeshift door of the cottage into the daylight.
Is that everybody, or
that's you three.
Right. At the top of the cellar, still have a kerosene lamp, so I'm going to light the kerosene lamp. And I'm chucking it down into the cellar.
Okay. Or into the cellar itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, that spreads, and the old wooden structure quickly catches light. And by the time you're outside, there's smoke pouring from through the holes in the roof.
Right. Check with colleagues. Are you back with me?
Hey, don't try and get me back down there.
So let's see.
Making sure that's not happening. Shall we get out of here before
the
and the police arrive?
So yeah, you're by the time you've got outside, your sort of bout of madness will have passed. Because it only lasted 7 rounds.
Oh, all right.
So that will have been enough to get you outside, I would say.
Can I just say to you both, what happened in there?
Nothing. We didn't see anything.
Let's go to a fish and chip shop.
So there's flames are licking up around this ruined cottage.
So that pretty much has burnt all of our leads.
Better than the leads following us right now. Let's make the better. Caution is the better part of valor. Let's get out of here before the brigade.
Definitely.
Agreed.
I'm thinking I've got a hankering for fish and chips or something that involves vinegar.
Yeah. I'm going to consume copious amounts of vinegar.
This make me unpalatable.
Yeah.
In future, I'm going to start carrying a bag of chips, like just in case I need to soak the vinegar, just in case I need to.
Sounds like a fine plan. I feel that went well.
Not worse.
We also, more importantly, have somebody to put the blame on for anything.
Well, Johnson rushed ahead. We were trying to be cautious.
Yeah, and it all went tits up. And it's definitely his fault that your man got sacrificed.
Yeah. So is Thompson dead?
Johnson?
Mr. Thompson. The chauffeur.
Yes. Oh, yes. He's still.
I told you.
He hasn't emerged from the burning ruins of the cottage that's like burnt and collapsed.
Yeah. Yeah. I told you were a red shirt.
Yeah. And he did his job remarkably well.
I said tentacle catcher.
And yeah, it's somebody to blame for it all going wrong when Chan gets angry with us as well.
So, talking of which, I will, as a consolation prize, I will let you all decide what the aftermath of this is. What happens? Which route do you take, or if any of them, do you do you side with Chang, or do you side with the home office, with the government, or neither? And what do you do and what happens?
Oh, is that the end of a little?
Oh, that is the end of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you
I
trust?
don't see how we can side. I don't see how we can side with Home Office because we've got
Chang. Yeah. We haven't really got anything to give them.
Chang delivered everything that.
Chang will absolutely fuck us over.
Yeah, Chang actually sent someone to help us.
And Chan, and it was all done in good faith.
Yeah, and we've tried to help as best we can. So I'd say side with Chang.
I think side with is possibly a bit strong, but we definitely don't want to upset us. It's too powerful to.
Yeah.
I feel we've got enough enemies going on at the moment.
Yeah.
I think this warrants a personal meeting rather than a note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Home Office, I think
we'll have to go immediately to Chan.
We couldn't find any evidence for the Home Office.
No, we're getting off of them.
Yeah, blow them off.
Yeah. So yeah.
Chang will blame Thompson for rushing in ahead and triggering a bloodbath.
Hell yeah.
Do we mention the creatures?
No.
No, we just said it was a cult.
What? I don't remember any creatures.
Right, so we basically walked in and some strange cult.
Yeah.
Practice that.
And it was what's his face? Crompton. Thompson, charged in. I guess tried to save the day, but he just set everything off. Then somebody knocked the lamp over. There was oil down there. Everything went up in flames. Your man was already dead, though, so.
Yeah, he seemed to have been working one by one through all of his group. They were enamored by him. It was disturbing to watch.
We were lucky to get out with our lives. Very sorry. Anything we can do, etc. And then possibly a long lie down in a darkened room.
Yeah. So initially, I imagine eventually the fire brigade turns up and puts out what's left of the burning wreck of this cottage. Which is
they would leave a note, add vinegar to the hose. 3 parts vinegar, 1 part water, best for this type of fire.
There is some kind of investigation to excavate. The police investigate the ruins, but you don't really get to hear what happens. All that it ultimately ends in the remains of the cottage being totally not bulldozed, because probably didn't have bulldozers, but
raised to the ground.
Yeah, completely flattened, and it concreted over. The entire thing is just concreted over.
Well,
that
could have gone worse.
Yeah.
So, so you do recover. You will recover from your temporary insanity. You've not got enough to lose enough to go indefinitely insane. So you'll over the next.
I did lose 13 points.
Yeah, your daily thing is 16, though, isn't it?
Ah, cool. Yes, that's true.
So yeah. So yeah, you eventually recover from that. Although you are troubled with you are all troubled with the thought that there is something possibly
There's something
still
down there.
Yeah, there's something possibly alive down there, and you all lose 1d6 sanity for that. It does not go on to any daily loss of stuff, so you just put lose another 1d6, and then you can reset your daily limits. Oh, Gerald! Dr. Hyde.
I've lost 14. Jesus Christ. I've lost 14 points of sanity.
Oh, my daily's gone down to 12.
Oh, mine's down to 16, so I'm not too bad. Yeah. Oh well.
think we'll get our hit points back as well.
Sorry?
Get our hit points back.
Hit points?
Yep.
Yeah, you'll get your hit points back as well, yeah.
See, I haven't lost any. It's just sanity that got ragged.
So...
Do we get any sanity back for successfully completing...
So you don't make any enemies in the Home Office. But you don't make any friends either. And I suppose the same can be said of Lady Chang, but probably wouldn't do well to cross either of them in future.
No.
Yeah, well, circumstances. We didn't go seeking them out. There was circumstances, so
yeah,
we're not.
Yeah.
Stay away from sex cult-based cases in future, I think.
Yeah.
Probably wise.
So there's just one more thing. It's so a few weeks pass. It's now December. So Gerald, you're every now and then you're plagued with these nightmares that seem to return. And there's more and more reports of of cases of levels of insanity in the general populace is occurring more occurrences of people being committed. But other than that, you've not heard of anything to do with the recent events or anything related to the events of last year. So there's still
It's more just bubbling under.
Yeah, but then there's the case of William Gresty. After that last letter, it's been a year and you've heard nothing about
We've
him.
still got that farm to go and see.
Yeah, or anything or hear anything about I forgot his name. What's his name? Can't believe I can't remember his name. I'll remember his name in a moment. Not Gresty. The other one.
Quarry.
Yes, Quarry. Thank you, Malcolm Quarry. So yeah, you're not able to even find anything. Still not able to find any trace of him either. And then in early December, about the second week of December, you happen to catch this story in the paper, which Come on. Where are we? Looking at the wrong one. Let's get the right one up. Oh. There we are. Assault on Christchurch verger. Man held by police. From our own correspondent, a shocking and quite unprovoked attack occurred inside of Christchurch Spitalfields in the early hours of Wednesday morning. About 1 a.m, the verger, Mr. Leslie S. Unsworth, was woken by the sounding of a high-pitched whistle from within the church. Upon going to investigate, he discovered a trespasser standing at the alt end of the nave, who appeared to be in a state of high agitation and was bleeding from his hands. When Mr. Unsworth issued a challenge, the intruder rushed at him and pushed him down before running off. The verger was able to recover and attract the attention of a police officer, and the suspected assailant was quickly apprehended and taken into custody. The arrested individual has been identified as a Mr. Wilfred Gresty. He will be arraigned before Old Street Magistrates Court this morning.
Well, shit.